Hey, Mikey. It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Well, I'm back, tan, ready, and rested, as Richard Nixon would say. And I got to say, if you don't take time off, and obviously many of you are taking today and tomorrow off, as opposed to me, ever the contrarian that took off Monday and Tuesday instead of Thursday and Friday. And there's a method to my madness, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, as we should technically refer to it, instead of 4th of July, because, well, the 4th of July is just any other day, except in America, it's Independence Day. If you haven't heard, Scott Pruitt has announced his resignation as the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, and I got to say, there's a part of me that is not surprised, and a part of me that wants to jump up and down and say, this is why you can't get good people to serve in Washington. I believe, I sincerely believe, until somebody proves it otherwise, I sincerely believe that the President of the United States did not ask for his resignation. I think Scott Pruitt did, as many who serve in Washington did, just reached the tipping point where it's no longer worth serving your country. It's truly no different today than it was back when I served as the Undersecretary of Homeland Security. When there's blood in the water, there's blood in the water, and the media is relentless, and they are like sharks, and they will swim around in circles until bit by bit they take your toe, they take your foot, they take your ankle, they take your leg, until they've swallowed you whole. And people who are smart get out before they eat you whole. Today, the EPA administrator blamed the, quote, unrelenting attacks from his critics as the reason he decided to step down from his post. In part of the letter that he sent to the president, he writes, the unrelenting attacks on me personally and my family are unprecedented and have taken a sizable toll on all of us. Now, I heard from a friend of mine in Oklahoma City that sent me a text, and obviously I'm not going to tell you who it was or anything else, but he writes, I turned down 2 jobs from Pruitt when he co-owned the Oklahoma City AAA baseball team because something just didn't seem right. Several friends that worked for him agreed with me. He was a shady dude, did the same expense report scam stuff when he was in OKC. Now, I believe my friend, no reason not to believe him, but it's beyond that. It's more than just that you do something shady or different or unusual or not exactly by the book on an expense report. It is, for example, in the private sector. Andrew, did you ever get paid for that time we went downtown that Friday a few weeks ago for the summit? Did you get your parking reimbursed or?
Oh, I have to submit that paperwork.
Oh yeah, and you haven't done that yet.
No.
See, I haven't either, and honestly, I haven't for this reason. It's $35, and while $35 would buy dinner, $35 in the grand scheme of things is not worth the headache that I'm going to get from a company that looks at what'd you spend? Well, you spent $35 on parking? Yeah, I was running late. We were going to try to set up and do Facebook Live. And there was one place where I knew I could park, run across the street, be in the Colorado Convention Center, and be set up in more than enough time to be prepared for, we live by the clock in this program. It's like a week ago Monday or whenever it was when the goober rear-ended me. I was off the air for roughly an hour because by the time the cops finished everything and I got home and got the other car and got here and blah, 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 got a ride back, it was just, You live and die by the clock and radio. Show starts at 4:05. You got to be here at 4:05. So I pulled in that lot and paid $35. Now that I've thought about it, now it's the principal thing. I'm pissed off about it. I'm going to submit the expense report for $35 just to see what happens. But I say all that about expense reports because if you're like me, you have filled out an expense report and you've looked at a receipt and you're like, oh, what was that? I look at the date. I know I was somewhere. I know where I was by looking at the date and looking at my calendar. Was that business related or was that personal? I don't know. Nobody's cheating. Nobody's trying to scam anybody. It's just, if you're like me, paperwork is the last thing that you want to do. Drives our accountant crazy, but I keep virtually every receipt that I ever get. And 80% of the time, I don't mark down what it was for. So when it comes tax time, I've got to go back and either compare it to my calendar or, don't tell anybody this, I just make stuff up. Because I only keep the receipts for business stuff. I don't keep receipts for personal expense. I just keep the business receipts. Pruitt had been under the microscope for months. He was subject to at least a dozen federal investigations. And you might say, okay, well, no, wait a minute, Michael. He's under the microscope. He's the subject of at least a dozen federal investigations, and they include issues like he has a $50 a night condo rental deal with a woman whose husband happens to be an energy lobbyist who has business before the EPA. Now, I would say that it's probably perfectly legal, but I would also say it doesn't pass the Washington Post smell test. Because if you went to the average person and just said, hey, Scott Pruitt has a $50, of course, you have to understand what rents cost in D.C. If you told somebody they were paying $50 a night in D.C., they'd say, are you staying at the Fleabag Motel? The No-Tell Motel. It's probably legal, but it doesn't pass the Washington smell test, because if you were to say to the average Joe on the street, do you know the administrator of the EPA is renting a condo for $50 a night, which is $1,500 a month, which really doesn't seem to be all that outrageous. I paid for a dump. Tamara will tell you it was literally a dump, a basement apartment up on Capitol Hill. And I know I paid at least $1,500 a month for that piece of crap. It wasn't even one bed. It was just like one giant room and a little kitchen area and a really nasty bathroom. You know how bad the place was? For the first year that I lived there, when Tamara would come to visit, she would refuse to stay. I had to go get us a room at the Hyatt or the Marriott on Capitol Hill because she wouldn't stay. It was that nasty of a place. Oh, it was in a nice neighborhood, but it was just a basement apartment, and basement apartments in Washington, D.C. tend to be nasty places. So Pruitt's $50 a night deal on the surface may seem unseemly, but it's probably perfectly legal. Then he has this problem about spending $3 million on a 24-hour security detail. In this day and age, I have no problem with the administrator of the EPA having a 24/7 security detail. That is unfortunately the world that we live in. Did you see the woman that walked up to him in the restaurant? I watched that video, and I kept asking myself, when is the detail going to step in between him, their principal, and the woman who's reading off the list of her grievances? Lady, if you got grievances, email them to me. Make an appointment. Don't interrupt my lunch. Do I serve the taxpayers? Yes. But when I'm having lunch and someone just walks up to me, ask me even today what I would do.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
So let's go to my favorite realtor, Bobby Bolden. Bobby, my question today is this. How do people decide if it's better to remodel and stay put or go find a new home?
Sometimes that's hard to decide. People need to examine both choices. My husband's in remodeling, and I'm in real estate. And that means we can come out to people's homes together and give them real numbers. Should you fix your house or find another one? You don't want to over-improve for the neighborhood, and you don't want to sell if you don't have to. But you need to know what you could get for the money either way. There's not going to be any pressure, so you can pick stay or you can pick go, whatever makes the most sense for you. Like it or leave it.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it really is a tough question, and you need to know both sides before you can make that decision.
Exactly.
Well, then the people need to call you, my favorite realtor, Bobby Bolden, 303-618-2000. Call Bobby right now, 303-618-2000.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Following some pretty heavy thunderstorms through the south side of town, we have very heavy traffic east and westbound on C-470 now between Quebec over to Santa Fe. Also eastbound C-470 running slow between Alameda down to Morrison Road. I-25 northbound still running heavy between Broadway all the way up to Mile High Stadium. Southbound is slow from I-70 down to Mile High Stadium. Denver weather, cloudy with a good chance for thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. A high near 88, a low tonight down around 62. 85 in Denver right now. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples.
Well, hail season's here. Don't believe me? Just look out the window right now. And that's why I'm thrilled to be working again with Spike McCarthy and Golden Spike Roofing. Golden Spike's a local company, and they're dedicated to providing a better quality roof for the money than anybody else in town. And Spike, the owner, great guy. Spike is so committed to quality and making sure that your new roof is done right that he's not happy until you're happy. And we also know, then living in Colorado, that hail is not the only thing that can damage your roof. The recent high winds we had can also cause problems. So if you think you have damage or you don't know if you have damage, I want you to call Golden Spike for a thorough and a free inspection of your roof. Maybe you've got an insurance claim. Well, call Golden Spike first. They can assist you through the process, everything from claim to completion. So don't take a chance on an out-of-state fly-by-night roofer. For roofing done right to the last nail, call Golden Spike Roofing. 303-942-1386. That's 303-942-1386.
At McCadden Cadillac Buick GMC, they do things a little differently. They got hit by hail, so they're having a hail sale. But they repaired all the damage. Get monster discounts on every in-stock vehicle. Hurry before the deals run out. Only at McCadden and Boulder.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's hear who really delivers. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. Other providers don't. We offer more complete reliability with up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. The others, no way. We let calls from any of your devices appear to come from your business number. Them, not so much. And Comcast Business Smart Office lets you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. Others, nope. Call 1-800-501-6000 to get internet from the provider who delivers. Plus, add voice and TV for $34.90 more per month.
Offer in 7/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to one voice line and basic TV on one outlet. Requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Connection per restrictions apply. Minimum term agreement required. FLEF 0000279. TNACL 2006. AZROC 307346. CACSLB 1028256. ORCCB 199939. Call for details.
I'm Robert, and I'm a patient of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. I was in a funk because I couldn't perform sexually. I had the desire, but I didn't have the physical ability. I lived with this problem for about 12 years. It was depressing and wasn't good for my relationship. I would tell guys who were in a similar situation to skip the fake ads that promise all kinds of things and deliver little or nothing. Go to a legitimate agency that understands your problem medically. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic were very friendly. They took their time. They understood exactly why I was there. They were very matter of fact, very professional. Amongst other things, I felt very confident that what they were doing was safe. If you struggle with ED, like I did, I would suggest that you overcome your initial embarrassment of the problem and don't just live with it. There is an effective treatment for ED. There are people who understand the problem. Those people are at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
This is Jeff, director of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. You don't have to live with ED anymore. Give us a call at 720-440-7900. or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Make your home an ADT home and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. Get our lowest rate for fast response monitoring, starting at just $28.99 a month. That's about $1 a day from the most trusted name in home security. Get ADT's tested, trusted, and proven security and service, now at a great value. Don't wait. Call today. ADT. Always there. Now everywhere. Requires 36-month monitoring contract. Early termination, taxes, and install fees apply. Certain markets excluded. See terms and pricing at ADT.com.
On the streets of Miami, speed is the law. So when a corn dog goes after the wrong girl,
Oh, heartburn!
one man will bring her Tums Ultra Strength. I'm on my way. Don't get wrecked by heartburn. Nothing works faster than Tums.
Your mustard's fast, but my Tums are faster.
And with Tums on-the-go rolls, it's never been easier to leave heartburn behind.
You did it.
Yeah. You gonna finish that corn dog?
Tums Ultra Strength, available in a store near you.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Consumer problems, questions, and complaints. We'll battle them for you. Give me a call coming up tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
You know, Angie, we got enough taxpayer relief shots after being gone for 3 days that we can just do taxpayer relief shots for the rest of the program.
Yep.
We could call this the taxpayer relief segment, hour, show. I don't know. Wichita, Kansas is our first one.
A scary scene overnight in Wichita as an off-duty police officer shoots a man during what police are calling a home invasion. The suspect identified.
I like, in what police are calling a home invasion. Well, what does Joe Blow call it? A burglary? A break-in? A dumbass trying to get in my house? What the authorities are calling a home invasion. I always like how everybody makes fun of the way lawyers speak. Have you ever listened to the way a cop speaks? Or, you know, the public information officer, or, you know, whoever, whatever goober they find that's on the scene to talk to the news media? They talk in such stilted language in what police are describing as a home invasion.
His 24-year-old Christian Webb was shot during a shootout inside the home and later died at a Wichita hospital.
Well, you know, I don't know. It just seems to me that if we were to go back and listen to all of the home invasions, you might want to find out, like, you know, we should start putting signs out there. This home protected by Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Glock.
Officer is expected to be okay.
Once again, Trevor Macy's been looking into his background and continues our Team 12 coverage.
Oh, it's team coverage. That means they got more than one person on it. They got somebody over there. They got somebody at the hospital where he died. They got somebody out scrounging the neighborhood trying to find relatives or friends or somebody that can say this. Well, you know, I've lived here for 35,000 years, and it's always been a quiet neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, shazam, I just don't know if I can live here anymore. Or they find the neighbor. He was such a quiet, nice boy. Never came out of the basement. No, I didn't find it weird.
It was just after 3 in the morning when Wichita police say this man, 24-year-old Christian T. Webb, entered an off-duty police officer's home.
Should have checked that address. Yep.
The intruder had a firearm and began ordering the off-duty officer, giving him directions on what to do, at which time he was able to retrieve, the off-duty officer was able to retrieve a handgun, and a shootout ensued.
Webb was.
Now, I kind of like that, though. A shootout. A shootout at 1865 Roosevelt Way. Make a movie out of that.
Shot multiple times and later died in the hospital. Police believe he may have been responsible for car break-ins down the street from the officer, and that's not the only criminal activity Webb is said to have been involved in. Former neighbors of Webb tell.
Oh, here we go. Former neighbors, right?
Eyewitness News he was involved in multiple burglaries in their neighborhood, and court documents show he was arrested just last December after breaking into a northeast Wichita home.
Now, wait a minute. If the neighbors knew that he was involved in burglaries in their neighborhood, why was old boy out? Well, Michael, because he was on probation. You see, we can't jail all of the criminals because we don't have enough room.
As for the officer, he was shot once in the leg but has since been released from the hospital.
This is everybody's nightmare, to wake up to an intruder in your home with a weapon and threatening you and your family. And we are very thankful that the officer should recover without any issues.
That was Trevor Macy reporting. So what if you get caught in this situation? What should you do?
Oh, here we go. Now we're going to get lectured. Now we're going to get lectured by somebody. And I'll be quite honest, I have no idea what they're going to say because I deliberately have not listened to today's taxpayer relief shots because I thought it would be much more fun. Because usually, the associate producer sends them in and I go through them and I pick out which ones I want to use. Not today. I just sent them all to Angie and said, throw them in.
Pose that question to our personal protection expert. Jacob Albrock joins us now with what he had to say and continues our Team 12 coverage. Jacob.
Melissa, one thing personal protection expert Joe Shalacy says you can do is come up with a plan. Sit down with your family and talk about what to do if this happens. That way you're not scrambling in the moment. You should know.
Although, I always love it. And I'm not going to criticize, but everybody says have a plan. And what's the first rule of plans? They go to, S word, the minute something starts. Battle plans go out the window. Disaster recovery plans, they go out the window. Emergency response plans, they go out the window. Home invasion plans, they go out the window. Plans are just, I guess for consultants to have something to do, to make a plan to make you feel good because, well, when the proverbial feces hits the fan, the plan goes out the proverbial window.
Know your escape routes out of the home or have a safe room plan that can allow you to lock the door. If that doesn't exist, he says your very last resort is to fight for your life. Joe also tells us you should be vigilant around your neighborhood. If you see anything suspicious, make sure to call police because it could prevent something like this from happening to someone else.
Is not, let me say this to the public, it is not a burden. It is not a burden for the police to come out and check your house just because you have a bad feeling. They would much rather.
I'm sorry, I'm in one of those moods today. I had a burrito for lunch, and I just got a bad feeling. Could you come out? I got a bad, what? Yeah, I got a bad feeling. I heard it on the Michael Brown show. Yep, some personal protection expert said that it is not a burden to call the popo if you got a bad feeling. Well, I got a bad feeling. In fact, as R.D. Mercer would say, I got bad gas.
Come to your house and investigate a possible burglar versus coming to your house where you've been seriously hurt or even killed because you walked in on an intruder.
We also talked about the role that a gun can play in this situation. Keep in mind, especially if you have children, that it should be locked up and you might not have access to it safely. That's why finding that escape route right away, Joe says, might be your safest bet.
I got I'm not going to say it because it'll tick people off. But why don't you teach your children well? An old Crosby, Stills, and Nash song. Why don't you teach your children about gun safety? And I'm not saying you should keep all your guns just laying around, but I'm just saying, why don't you teach them about gun safety, how to handle a firearm, how to use a firearm? How young? 6? Yeah, I think so.
Thank you, Jacob. So here are the facts we know. An off-duty Wichita police officer is recovered.
No, that's enough. We don't need more else. West Plains, Missouri, or some people say Missouri.
In Springfield after being shot during a home invasion in West Plains. Around 3:45 in the morning yesterday, officers were called to a house in the 1500 block of First Street. Officers say they learned the suspect broke into the house and demanded money from an elderly woman. Well, her adult grandson saw what was going on and grabbed his own handgun, entered the room to see the armed suspect, and shot him once.
Dead.
This
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Thunderstorms are rolling through the south side of town, and we have a flash flood warning for portions of Douglas and Jefferson counties. C-470 east and westbound running very heavy now in pockets between University all the way over to Wadsworth. Up north, 6th Avenue, westbound very heavy, stop and go between I-25 over to Sheridan, and I-70 running heavy westbound between I-270 over to Vasquez. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for more thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Look for a high near 88 degrees. The low tonight down around 62. Currently in Denver, it's 85 degrees. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples.
You know, if you're wanting to remodel your kitchen or bath, or you started remodeling and then the contractor has messed stuff up, I want you to call my buddy Brian at Professional Home Design. Brian and Professional Home Design can handle everything. They can put in the cabinets, the countertops. They can even do the plumbing, the electrical, the fixtures. You see, there is no part of the job that Brian and his team are not both qualified and certified to do. And here's how Brian does business. He'll meet with you at your home, go over what it is that you want to have done. And from there you go to a showroom and you pick out all of your fixtures, tile, countertops, whatever you need for the project. And Professional Home Design buys everything at cost and you get it at cost. No markups. That means it's cheaper, quicker, and easier to hire Professional Home Design than it is to do it yourself or hire somebody else. Now, I'm going to give you Brian's cell phone, and here's why. You can call Brian and talk to him about your project, or you can just text Brian a photo of the room that you want remodeled, and that's enough for him to get started on a bid. So call or text Brian right now, 720-369-8998, 720-369-8998.
If you've saved a lot for retirement, you feel pretty good. But without some advanced, comprehensive planning, taxes could be your biggest expense in retirement. This is Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, heard every Saturday here on 630 KHOW. As a comprehensive retirement planner, and with my background as a CPA, having practiced in taxes for more than 20 years here in Colorado, I'm always keeping an eye on taxes when we put together your retirement plan. There may be ways to save significant amounts on taxes if you know what you're doing. Why pay more than your fair share in taxes during retirement if you don't have to? Call me, Linda Gardner, to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation retirement planning strategy session. Don't let taxes derail your retirement. You can call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604, or reach out online at yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Americans are always on the move. They're in their car or at the office or working around the house. Americans refuse to sit still. So how do you connect with all those moving targets? Easy. With radio. Radio reaches 93% of Americans every week. More than Google, Facebook, and even television. But hey, who has time to sit and watch TV? So when you want to connect with all those constantly moving adults, teens, and millennials, get to iHeartMedia.com and put AM/FM radio to work for your company.
Never worry about breakdowns with Pro Auto Care. You'll have total peace of mind knowing you'll never be stranded because Pro Auto Care offers free roadside assistance for each and every customer. When Pro Auto Care services your car, you get a free 36,000-mile warranty complete with roadside assistance. All makes and models, expert techs, 25 years in business, 2 locations, Denver and Littleton. 303-PRO-AUTO, that's 303-PRO-AUTO, or online at 303proauto.com.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a new 30-year loan all over again? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, and let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing to eliminate mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate high-interest debt, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term, because at American Financing, they offer 10, 13, or 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive interest rate. It's your mortgage, your way. Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call. to their salary-based mortgage consultants. They'll guide you through options and will customize the right program to achieve your financial goals. They may even be able to get you closed in as fast as 10 days. So get started now, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Dell knows there's nothing small about your small business. That's why this is their biggest Black Friday and July sale ever. Get up to 40% off and shop deals on PCs with Intel Core processors, plus enjoy free shipping on everything. Dell's small business technology advisors are waiting to help you find the best deals on the right tech for your needs at 877-BUY-DELL. To shop savings that are anything but small, visit Dell.com/business deals or call 877-BUY-DELL.
It's time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Denver's talk station. Online at KHOW.com.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. Like a flame that burns a candle. The candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams that scatter. And you pull them all together. And I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
The President of the United States, or as the cool people like to say, POTUS, is going to announce his nominee to be the next Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court, replacing Justice Anthony Kennedy. He'll make that announcement Monday evening at 9 o'clock Eastern. Our program director tells us that we will carry that announcement live starting at 9 Eastern. For those of you who are clock challenged, that would be 7 Mountain Time. The left is apoplectic that whomever Trump appoints is somehow going to magically overturn the abortion case Roe v. Wade. Let's think that through for just a moment. Okay, I'm done thinking about it. You know, I know, that Roe v. Wade is not going to be overturned, at least probably in our lifetime, because you first have to have a case. And that case has to start at the trial court, perhaps probably in a state court somewhere because of some state law about abortion. And then that case finally, after 2 years, gets to trial. And then it gets appealed, and it goes to the state appellate court. And then it goes from the state appellate court to the state Supreme Court. And then it goes from the state Supreme Court, probably before it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court, from the state Supreme Court, somebody's going to get pissed off and they're going to refile some case in federal court, and then that's going to go through the process. So I'll be about 110 years old when that process finally gets through, and it finally gets around to the U.S. Supreme Court. And then, because of the court's basic practices of only overruling cases when they have a case that actually gives them legal constitutional reasons to overrule a previous case, such as the Carpenter case about union dues, they won't do it. They might narrow Roe v. Wade, they might expand it, they might give a little more specificity or more guidance to the lower courts, but probably wouldn't overrule it absent a very specific case. But that hasn't stopped the dumbass left from screaming and hollering, because here's why they scream and holler. And to a certain extent, this is true on our side too. There are too many dumb people in the world. They're everywhere. I'm like that kid in that Bruce Willis movie, Sixth Sense. I see dumb people. I'd like to see dead people, but I just see dumb people. I see stupid people everywhere. And so the more that they can explain, or not explain, but that they can tout that the next Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, regardless of who it is. I mean, that's what I find funny. Now, we know that the list that Trump is choosing generally has been approved by the Federalist Society, which is good news for you and me, meaning that they will more likely than not be right of center judges. I don't believe that a judge should be right of center or left of center. I believe that a judge should be a constitutionalist, period. You should believe in the Constitution, and you should rule based on what the Constitution says, because the Constitution is amazingly well written. There's really no ambiguity. You just read it, and it pretty much says what it says, and that's kind of all you need to know. But they want the dumbasses on the left, the goobers that go out and protest this or that, and they don't have a clue what they're protesting, to believe that somehow, and in fact, I just cut a promo for tomorrow, that some guest on MSNBC stated, and I'll probably use this clip tomorrow, literally stated that whoever Trump's next Supreme Court justice is will probably have women jailed if they have miscarriages. You got to be some kind of stupid to say that. You got to be some really kind of dumbass to believe it. There's an author by the name of Rachel Held Evans. She's a far lefty who likes to somehow take theology and take Christianity and use Christianity to prove that, well, progressivism and Marxism is really the only way. That, I mean, apparently Christ was a Marxist, but we'll leave that to another day. She started on a Twitter spasm thread. I'm pro-life by conviction. Though my views on the legalities of abortion are complex, ever-evolving, and detailed elsewhere. That said, today I've been wondering if most pro-lifers have considered what overturning Roe v. Wade would look like in actuality. Well, actually I have, and I've come to the conclusion that if Roe v. Wade was overturned, state legislatures would do their duty and they would step in, and abortion laws would be decided by the states as opposed by the federal government. But she then says this: it's important to understand. This is just amazing. Talk about this is the racism of the left that nobody ever talks about. She actually tweeted, it's important to understand that the abortion rate is highest in poor communities of color. The rate among black women is almost 5 times that of white women, and the rate among Hispanic women more than double. So when I see conservatives celebrating the, quote, millions of lives, end quote, that will be saved if Roe is overturned, I wonder if they realize a significant percentage of these lives would be in poor communities of color, communities this administration has actively oppressed. Oh my goodness. Is she telling us that if Roe v. Wade is overturned, that there will be more minority babies saved than white babies? And that therefore we shouldn't want abortion outlawed because we'll end up with more blacks? That's the tweet. So when I see conservatives celebrating the millions of lives that will be saved if Roe is overturned, I wonder if they realize a significant percentage of these lives would be in poor communities of color. You know what I wonder? I wonder if the communities of color understand just how many of their own race is being murdered by abortion every year. Talk about a lack of self-awareness. Talk about simply pointing out the racism of the left. There it is. It's not going to happen. Roe v. Wade is not going to be overturned, in my opinion. It's going to have to be a very unique case to do that. And even if it were, my point would be state legislatures would then have to do what their job is and enact state laws about abortion. which is where abortion should be decided.
This report is brought to you by Woodley's Fine Furniture.
Some ugly weather and an ugly drive out there right now. First of all, we have standing water on C-470 causing major delays east and westbound on C-470 between Quebec over to Wadsworth. I-25 southbound running very heavy, stop and go between Santa Fe down to Colorado Boulevard. And 6th Avenue westbound, we have a crash near Sheridan, backing you up all the way to I-25. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for more thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Look for a high near 88 degrees. A low tonight down around 62. Currently in the Mile High City, it's 86. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Woodley's Furniture and Design Furniture, specializing in custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. Proud to sell American-made products. Colorado-made, even better. You will not find better built furniture in Colorado than at Woodley's.
Do you owe the IRS? Then don't wait. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today. Located right here in Denver, they've helped clients like you for over 20 years. Be their next success story. Let them help resolve your tax problems. Advanced Tax Solutions.
Sheridan Auto Tech. Good people. And isn't that what you really want in an auto repair shop? So you get what you need when you need it, and you get it done right. Kevin Calkin, the owner, is honorable and will never sell you anything you don't need. He has thousands of loyal customers, been in business more than 20 years. 303-455-7242. Or visit him in 2 convenient locations. In Lakewood on Colfax just west of Wadsworth, or in Aurora on Havana just south of 6th Avenue. Sheridan Auto Tech. Do you know what I love about Art of Granite? Price quotes on the phone. Art of Granite supplies premier designer countertops and cabinets. A direct importer of stone, granite, and quartz. Visit their showroom in Golden. Wholesale countertop material, custom edges, sinks, cabinets, and from the templating appointment, it takes just 1 week for installation. And when you have the kitchen done, they do the bathroom free. And they tear out everything free. Artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919.
Between soccer practice and homework, it's looking like takeout tonight. And thanks to Valpak coupons, Moose Shoes on the menu. How fun is that? Look inside your Valpak envelope and you could win $100. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Odds of winning are 1 in 50,000.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHOW.
Sometimes men feel angry or overwhelmed. So at mantherapy.org, men can deal with life's issues using tools like Aroman Therapy. Dim the lights, make yourself comfortable, and heat up some essential oils like the ones that emanate from a skillet of sizzling bacon. Now, take a deep breath. Mantherapy.org. Therapy the way a man does it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, you are endowed by our Creator to pursue a life of happiness, but happiness is not guaranteed, not now, and not in your retirement years. Are you going to have the money you need in retirement to visit your grandkids or take those trips that you've always dreamed about? And most importantly, will you have the money you need to stay retired, or do you have to go back to work? Now, Colin Richards and the team at Lord & Richards have helped thousands of people in the Denver area create a happy, independent retirement. Colin is a financial professional who will create your financial independence roadmap for you that will show you the ways to a happy retirement so you can stay retired. Call now, schedule an appointment with Colin and his team at Lord & Richards, 720-636-8829. Get your financial independence roadmap right now. And over 200 years ago, we celebrated the first Independence Day. Make every day Independence Day when you're retired. 720-636-8829.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
There's a lot of chatter going on about vaccines these days, and the hard part is it's almost impossible to tell fact from fiction. So we're going to give it to you straight. When you immunize your child, they're good. They're protected and ready to live life the way every child should. Respect the facts. Protect your child. Immunize. Brought to you by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Now's the perfect time to join the fan club at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. New members can win up to $1,000 in fan play or other great prizes just for signing up. Everyone's a winner and membership is free. Plus, provide a valid email address and you'll receive $5 in free fan play. Stop by Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk and sign up today.
Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-681-0573.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-681-0573. That's 1-800-681-0573.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Join me Friday as we answer some of your great I've been wondering questions like, how do ice cubes freeze together in a liquid that's warmer than freezing? Join me Friday morning at 7:06 right here on 630 KHOW.
Met you before the fall of Rome, and I beg you to let me take you home. You were wrong, I was right. You said goodbye, I said goodnight. It's all
You know, Bernie Sanders, the avowed socialist from Vermont, is all a gaga, as apparently is half the Democrat Party, over the election of, what's her name, Acacia, what's her name? What's her name, Angie?
Who are you talking about?
Of course you don't, because you've been off goofing off for the last Acacia. Oh, what's that old bag's name that's one in
You
New
be
York?
more descriptive.
The punk kid that beat Crowley out in New York in the Democrat primary last week, and she's an avowed socialist. Acacia somebody, I can't think. Anyway.
Ocasio-Cortez?
Thank you, Cortez.
Alexandria?
Andrea?
Alexandria.
Ocasio-Cortez. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The avowed socialist. Despite her winning, Rasmussen has done a survey. And the National Telephone and Online Survey finds that 74% of likely U.S. voters prefer a free market economic system over a socialist system. If you want to know how out of touch the Democrats are, think about that. 74% of likely U.S. voters prefer a free market system over a socialist system. And I'm thinking, damn, if we could just get back to a free market system, we would be in good shape, right? Only 13% think socialism is a better economic system. And I'd like to take those 13% and send them to a socialist country like Venezuela or Cuba or Mexico or any of the other dirtbag S-hole countries, as Trump likes to call them, and see how they like it there. Only 13% think that socialism is a better economic system, and just as many, 13%, are undecided. How can let me think. Okay, can you hang on a minute? Yeah. Hey, honey, I got a pollster on the line. First of all, who answers their phone, right? Honey, I got a pollster on the phone. He wants to know if we prefer a free market system or a socialist system. Well, honey, what are they offering for free? A free market system. Well, yeah, we like free market. So tell them free market. Maybe that's why 74% of Americans like the free market system, because they never get past the word free. Oh, yeah, I like free stuff. So I like the free market. You know, I swear to goodness, somebody can do one of those man on the street interviews. So Mark Dice or whomever, somebody get on the street right now and ask a bunch of goober millennials, hey, do you prefer a free market system? And then come up with a different word besides socialist. You know, maybe just use communist or a Marxist system. Do you prefer a free market system or a communist system? Oh, free. Yeah, I like free. I like free market. You know, the sad part is, I don't know why I'm laughing about that, because there's probably truth in that. Mexico's new president is an avowed socialist. I may have told you before that at Homeland Security and Department of Defense both, we have contingency plans for if or when places like Cuba or Mexico, and in particular Mexico, because we're actually connected by land. Well, I know the Rio Grande's there, but, you know, doesn't stop anybody else from coming across. Contingency plans for if one of those countries were to become a failed state, meaning the government collapses, there's no rule of law, the economic system collapses. What do we do? How do we handle? How do we get enough troops to the border quickly to stop hundreds of thousands of people that are fleeing a failed state, much like they are in Venezuela, running off to Peru, Colombia, and other countries? Well, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador announced this week that he plans to travel without security because he says the people will protect him. Now, I think it's either 130 or 160, but hey, who's counting, right? Either 130 or 160 politicians, elected officials, government officials have been assassinated in Mexico over, I think it's the past year, the past 12 months. So the president, the newly elected president, has decided, yep, I'm going to rely on the people to protect me. Now, remember, the cartels have guns, the corrupt police departments have guns, and Mexicans can, well, if you're lucky, you can own one rifle, maybe one handgun if you're a really special person. So he's going to expect, I guess, wherever he travels, everybody to pull out their 22 long rifle revolvers. And when the cartels come by with the Uzis and the AK-47s and the RPGs to protect him by shooting their 22 long rifles at the cartels. Just shows that if you're a socialist, you're probably a dummy too.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them, there is a way to do that. Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered new orthodontics for adults. Straighten your teeth, widen your palate, take care of jaw alignment, help you with TMJ, stop sleep apnea with natural means in 2 years or less, way cheaper than getting a mouthful of veneers. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, 303-690-0100, 303-690-0100.
Hey, it's Michael Brown from Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. You know, I've known Mike Ward and his family for decades. When I leased a new car, it was Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Go see Mike Ward at C470 in Lucin, and remember, just drive it.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Rain heavy at times tonight, an overnight low of 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a chance for afternoon storms, a high of 90. Sunny and downright hot on Saturday, a high of 97.
Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Another resignation in the cabinet. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. There was no final straw. That's what President Trump told reporters aboard Air Force One after EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt gave his notice.
Pruitt steps down amid multiple allegations against him of abusing his power and misusing taxpayer money. The reaction is coming in from Congress. Senator Bernie Sanders says, quote, Scott Pruitt was the worst EPA administrator in the history of the agency. Senator Chuck Grassley says the president made the right decision accepting the resignation. In his resignation letter, Pruitt says he stepped down because of the personal attacks on he and his family. Several ethics investigations remain open on Pruitt.
Fox's Edward Lawrence at the White House. The president holding a campaign-style rally in Montana this hour, supporting Senate candidate Matt Rosendale, who's in a tight race against incumbent John Tester. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live.
Lisa, the president went to Montana to boost that Republican Senate candidate, Matt Rosendale, and slam Montana's Democratic Senator John Tester. With 51 Republicans in the Senate, the president has made it a point to go after Tester ahead of this fall's election in a state Trump won by 20 points.
A vote for John Tester is a vote for Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi.
Before the president's visit, Tester took out ads in several newspapers thanking him for signing several bills he sponsored, mostly having to do with veterans. One poll done about a month ago had Tester ahead of Rosendale, and a poll in April found Tester has an approval rating of 56% in his state, Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. Misdemeanor trespassing and disorderly conduct charges filed against Therese Okumu. She's the woman who scaled the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty yesterday. She claims it was in protest of President Trump's immigration policies. She's due back in court in early August. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
KHOW News Time, 5:03.
In Eagle County, 2 people are facing charges for starting the Lake Christine fire.
Richard Carl Miller and 22-year-old Allison Sarah Marcus are facing 4th-degree arson charges in connection with the fire. They were at a Colorado Parks and Wildlife firing range Tuesday night. The range was open, but the two are alleged to have been using tracer rounds, which are banned at the range. They were shooting at targets set up in front of a berm that was free of vegetation. It's believed the fire started on a hillside near that cleared area.
That's Jerry Bell reporting. Governor Hickenlooper is planning to go to the Spring Creek and Lake Christine fires tomorrow. The governor wants Colorado to mirror California's strict standards for vehicle emissions. He issued an executive order calling for new air quality rules. But the Colorado Automobile Association says Colorado isn't California, and our vehicle mix is much different than theirs.
So for every car they sell a truck. Here in Colorado, we sell 3 trucks for every car.
That's the association's Tim Jackson. And that's the latest. I'm Karen Trinidad.
This report is brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Well, we still have some ugly weather and some standing water on portions of C470, very slow going westbound on C470 between Quebec all the way over to University. Eastbound is slow between Ken Carroll and Wadsworth. I-25 northbound running heavy between Broadway up to Mile High Stadium, especially heavy east and westbound on I-270 through Commerce City right now. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for even more thunderstorms continuing this evening. Look for a low temperature near 62. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny and nice, a high near 92 degrees. Currently in Denver, it's 82. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Keep your car running newer longer. Head into Firestone Complete Auto Care to get $60 off per axle on a standard brake service. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Coupon required, restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
Hey, Mikey. It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Venezuela, which is what we were doing before the break started, and so rudely interrupted us. On the Avenue Barral in central Caracas, protesters complained they had not received water for 2 days, and as a result were being forced to use stagnant water, exposing them to infectious diseases. When the president referred to certain countries around the world as S-hole countries, if you can't get running water for 2 days and you're having to drink feces-infested water, you just might be an S-hole country. At 7:05 a.m., we are in Santa Teresa area of Glorieta protesting for water, wrote the local councilor Jesus Armas on Twitter. The residents of Santa Teresa are raising their voice and exercising their rights. The only way to pressure the government to do their jobs is to activate as citizens. Elsewhere in Caracas, locals blocked a highway outside the Concresa shopping mall in the Beruta neighborhood to protest the lack of water, as well as the recently elevated price of public transport. So they're running out of water, but the price of their light rail is going up. What else do you need to know? Any more questions about socialism in Venezuela? That no water and the cost of public transportation is escalating. The last major water shortage in Venezuela was in ancient times, February of 2016, when authorities announced a weekend maintenance session. Hey, guys, everybody gather around the conference table here. This is the water conference, the water board. We got a big ass problem. We ain't got no water. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I got an idea. What we need to do is tell them we're going to have some maintenance. Like when they tell you on your, whatever platform you're using, whatever computer program, hey, the website's going to be down for maintenance. What that really means is, we really screwed something up and we got to fix it fast. So we're going to have maintenance. So the water board decided to have a maintenance session designed to maintain sufficient water levels during a drought. An estimated 3 million in Caracas alone went without water, where the average temperature at that time of year was 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Ari Fleischer was on Fox News this morning, and I grabbed this, not so much because of what he said, but because of what the chair of the Democrat National Committee, Tom Perez, another avowed Marxist, had to say.
Alexandria's victory was just a remarkable...
By the way, Alexandria, she's going to be like Cher. We're going to refer to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just as Alexandria, because she's a 20-something socialist. And so this is Tom Perez. the chair of the Democrat National Committee, talking about her election.
Alexandria's victory was just a remarkable reminder of the depth that we have in the Democratic Party. She represents the future of our party.
Wow. She's for socialized, nationalized medicine, or as they like to call it, Medicare for all. Oh, you know, when I hear Medicare for all, I get like a little flutter in my heart. No, it's not like some medical issue. It's like this, Medicare for all. It sounds so wonderful. What I don't understand is, why hasn't some other country tried that? Why hasn't why hasn't Denmark or Sweden or Cuba or the United Kingdom, why haven't they tried like a Medicare for all system where every citizen of the country is guaranteed health care as a right? Because it seems to me it's a brilliant idea. I mean, we got Medicare now, right? Why don't we just give it to everybody?
She represents the future of our party, Ari, he says.
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez represents the future of the Democrat Party. I do too. I sincerely do. It's just like, and if you're one of the goobers that keeps doing this on Twitter, stop it. There's somebody on Twitter that keeps saying, why doesn't Congress censure Maxine Waters? Why doesn't Congress kick Maxine Waters out for inciting violence? No. Let Maxine speak. Let Alexandria speak. This is the face of the Democrat Party. Why in hell would we want to shut them up? Medicare for all. Abolish ICE. It goes on and on and on. Gillibrand, the junior senator from the stupid state of New York, had this to say, because Alexandria is also for the abolishing of ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. I mean, who needs some damn enforcement, right? I'm for the abolishment of the popo in general. I just say we should just go for the purge 365 days a year, right?
She's also got some positions that are even to the left of Bernie Sanders. She wants to get rid of ICE. Now, what are you going to do with your party if you do come into a majority and you have a significant number, or at least an influence, of people who have that kind of a position?
Yeah. Well,
did you hear? Yeah, I got it. And I'm totally cool with it. ICE is, we need to get rid of ICE.
I agree with it. I don't think ICE today is working as intended.
Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. I would say that ICE is working as intended. They're just not as effective because we don't have enough ICE agents. It's like if the Colorado State Patrol had 55 troopers. Well, the enforcement of speed limits or the investigation of accidents would diminish significantly because, not because they're ineffective, but because we don't have enough damn troopers. So Kristen Gillibrand agrees. Think about this. The junior senator from the Empire State, from New York State, agrees now with some numbnut that just happened to win a primary because she appealed to a bunch of dumbasses that just want free everything, and now she's going along with it.
You think you should get rid of the agency?
I believe that it has become a deportation force.
A deportation force? Little Valley Girl talk there? Can I ask a question? What's wrong with that? Let's just say that ICE has become a deportation force. My heart's fluttering again. Yes, I'm having another aneurysm or something. I don't know. A deportation force to actually get rid of illegal aliens, to deport them? Yeah, I'd be for that. Apparently she doesn't like it because that's what they've become.
And I think you should separate the criminal justice from the immigration issues, and I think you should reimagine ICE.
Angie, I shouldn't have come back today. Let's reimagine ICE.
Okay.
Let's put who's in there?
What?
What's he doing in there?
Don't worry about it.
Huh?
Don't
Don't worry about it. Of course, the two of you in there. This is why I worry about it. Reimagine ICE. Can you find that song and play it when we come back?
Sure.
Okay. So let's go to my favorite realtor, Bobby Bolden. Bobby, my question today is this. How do people decide if it's better to remodel and stay put or go find a new home?
Sometimes that's hard to decide. People need to examine both choices. My husband's in remodeling, and I'm in real estate. And that means we can come out to people's homes together and give them real numbers. Should you fix your house or find another one? You don't want to over-improve for the neighborhood, and you don't want to sell if you don't have to. But you need to know what you could get for the money either way. There's not going to be any pressure, so you can pick stay or you can pick go, whatever makes the most sense for you. Like it or leave it.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it really is a tough question, and you need to know both sides before you can make that decision.
Exactly.
Well, then the people need to call you, my favorite realtor, Bobby Bolden, 303-618-2000. Call Bobby right now, 303-618-2000.
This report is brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Well, let's face it, your drive is ugly almost anywhere you are around Denver right now. The rain is not making it easier either. We have standing water C470 making for heavy speeds, slow speeds, I should say, westbound between Quebec and Broadway. I-25 northbound and southbound running heavy between I-70 down to Santa Fe, and I-70 stop and go between Quebec and Vasquez Boulevard. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for even more thunderstorms continuing this evening. Look for a low temperature down around 62 degrees. Tomorrow, though, mostly sunny and nice with a high near 92. Right now, 82 degrees. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Keep your car running newer longer. Head into Firestone Complete Auto Care to get $60 off per axle on a standard brake service. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Coupon required. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
Excel Roofing, we're on top of it.
Roof damaged or not sure? For any questions about your roof, call the company I know and trust, Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400. Even with help filing your claim, you can depend on Excel Roofing. If you have an open claim, better call Excel to do the work so you don't lose your replacement proceeds. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Excel Roofing is the most trusted name in roofing. I've been recommending them for years, and they've done 3 roofs for me. When it comes to roofing, I get numerous complaints from people who've paid money up front and got nothing. That will never happen with Excel. At Excel Roofing, they won't take a cent until you're content. Call Excel now and get a free upgrade to hail-resistant asphalt shingles. Locally owned and operated for 25 years and on my referral list the whole time. Call today, 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
Excel Roofing, we're on top of it.
Between soccer practice and homework, it's looking like takeout tonight. And thanks to Valpak coupons, Moose Shoes on the menu. How fun is that? Look inside your Valpak envelope and you could win $100. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Odds of winning are 1 in 50,000.
This is Dan Kaplis. One of the things I like best about being a personal injury lawyer is that I'm a lawyer for all of the people, and that includes all of our wonderful senior citizens. Our firm welcomes senior citizens with open arms. We understand that injuries to seniors often become a tipping point event in their lives, causing a loss of independence and affecting everyone around them. We also understand that insurance companies will often try to pay less to seniors, claiming that their injuries aren't worth as much because the victim is older. In our view, it's the exact opposite. When a person has fewer years left, each year is even more valuable. At the Dan Kaplis Law Firm, we take great pride in the results that we have obtained for seniors in our community. And of course, we accept righteous cases on a percentage fee basis so that good people from all walks of life can get the representation they deserve. If you need our help, please give me a call, 303-770-5551. That's 303-770-5551, or hit dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
Is your credit score preventing you from buying a home? Maybe it's stopping you from refinancing to a better rate. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and I'm here to tell you there is more to mortgage approval than your credit score. So if you've been denied a loan based on credit score alone, well, you called the wrong lender. At American Financing, they offer custom loan programs, down payment assistance, and in-house underwriting, meaning you can expect greater flexibility during the mortgage process. Now, they look at a variety of factors, like your income, your work history, and whether you pay your bills on time. And if you're just shy of getting approved, their credit care team can offer tips on how to improve your credit, getting you one step closer to a customized, competitive rate mortgage, one that's focused on your financial goals. Affordable home ownership is within reach. It just takes a 10-minute call to the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Financing, 303-695-7000, or online at americanfinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
On the streets of Miami, speed is the law. So when a corn dog goes after the wrong girl,
oh, heartburn!
One man will bring her Tums Ultra Strength.
I'm on my way.
Don't get wrecked by heartburn. Nothing works faster than Tums.
Your mustard's fast, but my Tums are faster.
And with Tums on-the-go rolls, it's never been easier to leave heartburn behind.
You did it. Yeah. You gonna finish that corn dog?
Tums Ultra Strength, available in a store near you.
Big fan. Listen as often as I can.
You're invited to stop by and say hi.
Hello to you.
Hi, baby.
Doing great. First-time caller and first-time protester.
When I wake up.
Hi, guys. Hello. Hello. Good morning, sir.
In the morning.
Hello. Am I on? Bingo. Hello.
I gotta say.
Sounds like you're having a wonderful day in your debates and discussions.
Hi, baby.
The most social of all media is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Consumer problems, questions, and complaints. We'll battle them for you. Give me a call coming up tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Well, I went down to the Grundy County auction where I saw something I just had to have. My mind told me I should proceed with caution, but my heart said go ahead and make a bid on that. And I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd give anything to make you mine.
Ocasio-Cortez, as I said earlier, wants to abolish immigrations and customs enforcement. While we're at it, why don't we just, because she claims that they've become a deportation force. And as somebody on YouTube said, why don't we just eliminate the popo because, well, they've become an incarceration force. And I think what we ought to do is eliminate the Air Force because they've just become a air control force, and eliminate the Army because they've become a ground troop force, and eliminate the Marines because, well, I don't know, just eliminate the Marines just for the hell of it, and the Navy. And what the hell's the Navy doing out there trying to control the seas? We don't need no damn stinking anything anymore. Just a free-for-all. Pure, unadulterated anarchy.
So you have called for a number of things, one of them being to abolish ICE. And you recently traveled to the border to Tornillo, Texas, to see the shelters, to see where some of these separated families are being held. What would you replace ICE with? And do we not need protection at the border?
Well, we absolutely do need to make sure that our borders are secure, to make sure that people are safe in passage. But
we need to make sure. Now, think about this. This woman is a blithering idiot. We need to make sure that the border is secure so that those that want to come over here illegally have safe passage. I don't know why you find it so difficult to keep up with these idiots on the left.
what we need to realize and remember is that ICE was established in 2003, right at the same time as the Patriot Act, the AUMF, the Iraq War, and we look back at...
and the moon landing and the time of this, time of that. I mean, it was established the same time that, I don't know, that somebody ran a red light. Holy cow. Is this... May I respectfully refer to the Congresswoman-elect as a ditz?
A lot of that time and legislation as a mistake now, and I think that ICE is right there as a part of it. It has its extrajudicial nature is baked in to.
Its extrajudicial nature is baked in. Oh, she's got the lingo down. Yep, the dumbassery of the left is baked in. What does ICE do that's extrajudicial? I don't know. I got another hour and a half. I'll sit here and wait. Tell me what ICE does that's extrajudicial.
The structure of the agency, and that is why they're able to get away with black sites at our border, with the separation of children.
Ooh, we got black ops sites. Yeah. You know what they're doing to those little kids? Waterboarding. Mm-hmm. Yep. I got contacts. I still got contacts. So I said to one of my contacts, hey, Mr. Contact, what's going on in that black ops site down in Texas? And the voice across the telephone was really soft and said, Michael, we're waterboarding these kids. And the mothers, we only waterboard the breastfeeding mothers. Yeah.
We are committing human rights abuses on this border and separating children from their families.
Okay, I want to pause for a moment. I'm not done with her, but I want to pause for a moment because she just said something there that I think is worth noting.
On this border and separating children from their families.
Oh, we are committing human rights violations. Let's go to the socialists, one of their favorite countries, Denmark. Migrant parents living in ghettos in Denmark are going to be forced to send their children to classes on the country's values from the age of 1 under a new government scheme. The infants, largely from low-income or heavily Muslim-populated areas, which the government has called ghettos, will undergo lessons in religious holidays and learn the Danish language. The harsh new laws will target immigrant neighborhoods who do not willingly merge into Danish society, according to the New York Times. Children of Danish immigrants will be subjected to new laws, forcing them to learn Danish values such as Christmas, Easter, and the local language from as young as 1 year. 25 hours a week. From the age of 1, ghetto children, those born into concentrated urban areas with high gang violence and high unemployment rates, will be forced into public education, spending a minimum of 25 hours a week away from their parents. Ooh. In black sites, too. They call them, I don't know, they call them schoolhouses, but the left will call them black ops sites. Kids will be taught the traditions of Christmas and Easter while learning to speak Danish. According to Reuters, the government said if parents fail to enroll their children, they could lose their welfare benefits. I bet those parents will send those kids off, bam, just like that. Denmark, a Prime Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, wants parts of the country he has deemed ghettos, filled with more than 2/3 of non-Western immigrants, to learn to integrate into the wider society. That son of a bitch, who does he think he is? He wants these immigrants living in the ghettos to learn how to speak Danish, to learn how to assimilate into Danish society. Now remember, Denmark is a stellar example of what all of the left wants the United States to be. As of 2017, Denmark's housing ministry said non-Western immigrants made up 66.5% of the ghetto population. They also account for 8.7% of Denmark's 5.7 million population. Around 500,000 are from Muslim backgrounds, a group that swelled with Afghan, Iraqi, and Syrian refugees crossing across Europe into Denmark. So I wonder if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez thinks that
we are committing human rights abuses on this border and separating children from their families. And
I wonder what she thinks of Denmark. Is there a reporter out there somewhere? Any reporter that could ask her, hey, Alexandria, Denmark, that socialist utopia, is forcibly separating children from their parents for a minimum of 25 hours a week and making them, forcing them to learn to speak Danish, teaching them about Christmas, Easter.
That, is the structure of the agency. We can replace it, and we can replace it with a humane agency that is directed.
I thought she was going to say we could replace it with a humane society. Yeah, let's get the U.S. Humane Society to replace ICE. And then we can have some of those tearful commercials, where they show the poor animals. They, instead of saving the animals, they have to make sure they get a camera of the animals suffering. And then, when they show you the animals suffering, they want you to send in, 75 cents a day or something to save the animals. Well, how about a commercial for ICE?
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, the payroll company ADP says private businesses added 177,000 jobs last month. Feels like education and healthcare posting the most gains. Now all eyes are going to be on the government's jobs report that comes out on Friday morning. Well, there were fireworks on Wall Street the day after the 4th of July, stocks soaring on Thursday, with the Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all closing higher. Freddie Mac says the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage dropped a bit this week to just over 4.5%. MoviePass customers now dealing with some real-life drama. That's because the company's launching a peak pricing surcharge. This means theatergoers could pay more to see popular movies that are shown at popular times. Now, in case you're not familiar with the MoviePass service, it allows customers to see a movie a day for a monthly fee of $9.99. With the Fox Business Report, I'm David Asman.
Well, that grass isn't going to cut itself. I'll be outside.
Wait, you're mowing the lawn in that?
What?
In your one-piece riding leathers?
Yeah.
Because you might fall off the push mower?
You're right. I should probably wear my helmet too.
Not what I meant.
It's hard to be without your bike, so do something easy and protect it with Progressive Motorcycle Insurance. With basic policies as low as $75 a year, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
This report is brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Well, let's face it, your drive is ugly almost anywhere you are around Denver right now. The rain is not making it easier either. We have standing water C470 making for heavy speeds, slow speeds, I should say, westbound between Quebec and Broadway. I-25 northbound and southbound running heavy between I-70 down to Santa Fe, and I-70 stop and go between Quebec and Vasquez Boulevard. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for even more thunderstorms continuing this evening. Look for a low temperature down around 62 degrees. Tomorrow, though, mostly sunny and nice with a high near 92. Right now, 82 degrees. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Keep your car running newer longer. Head into Firestone Complete Auto Care to get $60 off per axle on a standard brake service. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Coupon required. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
To remodel your kitchen or bath, or you're in the middle of remodeling your kitchen and bath and the contractor's messed everything up, I want you to do me a favor and call Brian and Professional Home Design. Do yourself a favor. Brian and Professional Home Design handles everything. They can put in the cabinets, countertops, plumbing, electrical fixtures. You see, there is no part of the job that Brian and his team are not both qualified and certified to do. And here's how Brian does business. He'll meet with you at your home, go over what you want to have done, and from there, you go to a showroom, pick out all the fixtures, tile, countertops, whatever you need for the project, and Professional Home Design buys everything at cost, and you get it at cost. No markups. That means it's cheaper, quicker, and easier to hire Professional Home Design than it is to do it yourself or hire somebody else that doesn't do it right. I'm going to give you Brian's cell phone, and here's why. You can call Brian and talk to him about your project, or just text a photo of the room that you want remodeled, and that's enough for him to get started. So call or text Brian right now, 720-369-8998, 720-369-8998.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In the early days out at the distillery, I always had my dog, Dog Joe, with me. I would buy food in bulk, and before you knew it, there were dogs and cats coming by. It evolved into our Vodka for Dog People program. Now we support animal wellness initiatives to help make spay and neuter services available in underserved areas across the country. There have always been dogs around the distillery and the office. It just kind of sets the tone for the place. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Retirement can last 20, 30, or more years. No wonder the #1 retirement fear is running out of money. So, how do you feel? Are you confident your retirement savings will last throughout your retirement years? This is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, heard every Saturday right here on 630 KHOW. We can help you create a retirement income strategy that you won't outlive, a strategy to show you what you can spend with confidence, maintain your lifestyle, and follow your retirement dreams. You worked hard and saved for your retirement. Now it's time to make sure you have income to last your lifetime. Call today for your complimentary, no-obligation visit and see how to get started with your own retirement income strategy, an income you won't outlive. Call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Baby, why don't we just turn that TV off? 315 channels of nothing but bad news on. Well, it might
In its continued attempts to crack down on so-called fake news, Facebook is proving what we've already warned about. Facebook caters to leftist bias in order to limit conservative content that those of us who participate in Facebook might see. In a build-up to Independence Day, there was a community newspaper, the Liberty County Vindicator, that had, don't you like that? The Liberty County Vindicator. Now, there's a name for a newspaper. They've been posting on Facebook portions of the Declaration of Independence. I mean, that radical document. For 8 different days, for 8 days in a row, they publish separate portions of the Declaration of Independence. On the 9th day, what the Vindicator had done was schedule these posts. Something that Angie and I do oftentimes is that we will write something up, but we don't want it to pop up in your news feed until tomorrow morning at 9 or 10 o'clock, so we schedule the posts. On the 9th day, their scheduled excerpt was not posted by Facebook because it had been flagged as racist hate speech. The Declaration of Independence. Hang on one second. Hold my beer. Should have done that earlier. When you're talking about the Declaration of Independence, sometimes it's handy just to have it right in front of you. Because I think about when I read it, it is pretty racist. It is, well, it's hate speech when you think about it. So the Vindicator, as I've sometimes done, received an automated notice stating that the scheduled post went against our standards on hate speech. The excerpt that was in question was from the Declaration's Bill of Particulars against King George. That portion, which they had posted or planned to post that day, reads as follows. He has excited domestic insurrections amongst us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. It was the reference to Indian savages that the algorithm picked up and said, you used the phrase or the word Indian next to the word savages, and the algorithm says that is hate speech. So the Vindicator's managing editor, Casey Stinnett, responded to the censorship in another post and noted that his newspaper wanted, quote, a means of contacting Facebook. Angie, they wanted to know how to contact Facebook. We know how to do that. You call Daniel over at Velvet Media, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. The newspaper wanted a means of contacting Facebook for an explanation or an opportunity to appeal the post removal. But it does not appear that folks at Facebook want anybody contacting them, or at least they don't make it easy. Well, Angie and I could have told you that. Yeah. Angie used to have some boyfriend over at Facebook she could contact all the time. And then, did he get married or killed? Which one was it? Or maybe both. I don't know. What was that guy's name you used to be able to contact?
Which guy?
At Facebook.
I remember
See
his
how
name.
quickly you forget? I thought you guys had a good relationship. I thought you had a really good relationship with this goober over at Facebook, and now you can't even remember his name.
Isn't that good?
Maybe that's why we've been throttled down on Facebook. It's because you were mean to him or something. The Declaration of Independence. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which, wow. Now that I read this, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? There was a pro-legal immigration ad. Yeah, I got time for this. And I don't remember what group it was. I don't want to give them any advertising. But they're running a 30-second commercial that is pro-immigration, or at least they think that it's pro-immigration. And they use a 4th of July speech by Ronald Reagan standing in view of Ellis Island.
Through this golden door has come millions of men and women. These families came here to work. Others came to America, and often harrowing conditions. They didn't ask what this country could do for them, but what they could do to make this refuge the greatest home of freedom in history. They brought with them courage and the values of family, work, and freedom. Let us pledge to each other that we can make America great again.
Do you know why I think this ad backfires? Because at the very beginning, as the commercial starts, you see Ellis Island. And Ronald Reagan says at the very beginning,
through this golden door.
What golden door would that be? Oh, yeah. The golden door of legal immigration as they came through Ellis Island legally. As they then, as he points out so wonderfully, as only Ronald Reagan can do, not only did they come legally, did they come through Ellis Island, but then when they came here, they...
Has come millions of men and women. These families came here to work.
To work?
Others came to America, and often harrowing conditions. They didn't ask what this country could do for them, but...
They didn't ask for welfare, they...
What they could do to make this refuge the greatest home of freedom in history.
What could we do? What could they do to make America the greatest refuge for freedom in the history of mankind?
They brought with them courage and the values of family.
Oh, wait a minute. They brought with them values of family,
work,
and
freedom.
freedom.
Let us pledge to each other that we can make America great again.
I think whatever ad agency produced this for this pro-immigration group didn't realize that it is actually an ad for legal immigration. Yeah, that kind of backfired, didn't it? Back to the Declaration. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with one another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. I could probably start listing out the causes which impel us to the separation. Or I could just read the ones that Jefferson wrote because, well, a lot of them apply today too.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Police are responding to a new crash I-25 northbound on the ramp to westbound I-70. That one's backing you up, stop and go all the way back to Broadway. I-225, we have a crash just a little bit north of 6th Avenue, causing delays north and southbound between 6th Avenue and I-70, and very slow going north and southbound right through the Denver Tech Center right now. Denver weather, cloudy with a good chance for more thunderstorms this evening with a low down around 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, though, with a high near 92 degrees. Right now in Denver, it's 73. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Keep your car running newer longer. Head into Firestone Complete Auto Care to get $60 off per axle on a standard brake service. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Coupon required. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
Folks, you know Jerome Corsi, the famous author and investigative writer. Well, Jerome Corsi has a new book. It's called Killing the Deep State. It's an amazing book and reveals for the first time the actual identities of the secret government that opposed President Trump. Killing the Deep State is now a New York Times and #1 Amazon bestseller, and for good reasons. Its revelations are really shocking. Even Bill O'Reilly is praising the book. So I want you to get Killing the Deep State, but I also want you to tune into Newsmax TV and watch Jerome Corsi all week. Corsi has predicted almost every major story with President Trump. Now he says another big shoe is about to drop. So get Killing the Deep State and then tune in to Newsmax TV. You can watch Newsmax TV on DirecTV Channel 349, Dish 216, UVerse 1220, and File 615. Or do this. Just download the Newsmax app on any smartphone and start watching Newsmax TV there. I watch Newsmax TV all the time. Sometimes I'm on it. And I think you ought to watch Newsmax TV too.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on 630 KHOW. If you want to learn how to make money in the stock market, the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3, or call 888-959-4004 for a free demo.
If you plan on buying or selling a home, listen to this important message from Rex. There's no longer any reason to pay 6% to sell your home. Introducing Rex Real Estate. Rex sells homes for the lowest fee in the industry, 2% total, saving Denver homeowners tens of thousands of dollars per transaction. With Rex Real Estate, you get a full-service team backed by technology. They don't market homes the way traditional agents do. Rex uses big data and machine learning to attract hundreds of qualified buyers directly to your home the moment it goes on the market. And Rex Real Estate charges only 2% total, not the 6% commission your local broker expects. Get started now by calling 720-586-4006. Rex can also help you buy a home. Your licensed Rex agent will arrange showings, negotiate offers, guide you through escrow, and even get you pre-qualified for a mortgage at the lowest available rate. Rex is with you every step of the way. To speak with a Rex representative, call now at 720-586-4006. License number 100077876.
A few years ago, I told you that I turned down endorsing a solar company. And the reason I did that was when I looked at their business model and the financials, I just could not in good conscience recommend it to you, my listeners. But that's no longer the case with Zoetic Solar. With Zoetic Solar, what they do is they simply replace your current electric bill as payment for your own solar panels. So your monthly out-of-pocket is the same, except that now you own your energy instead of renting it. No down payments needed, and once your panels are paid off, you've got free energy for your house for life. You own those solar panels as opposed to renting them. This gives you more money in your pocket and obviously increases your home's value. And when Zoetic puts solar panels on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat, all for absolutely nothing. And Zoetic Solar is a Colorado-owned and operated company that's right here in Denver, and that's important to me. So if you're thinking about solar for your home or your business, I want you to call these guys and just get a free quote. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Selfless service is the guiding principle that drives Army National Guard soldiers to be always ready whenever disaster strikes. They are your next-door neighbors and your colleagues in schools, offices, and factories. To be a Guard soldier is to stand ready to serve at all times for family, for community, and for country. To learn more, log on to NationalGuard.com or contact an Army National Guard recruiter in your area.
Sponsored by the Colorado Army National Guard. Aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, we've curated playlists perfect for your summer playlist. Playlists for your backyard barbecue, cooking out, road tripping, partying by the pool, or vacationing with the whole family. Whatever you're doing this summer, iHeart Radio has hand-curated a playlist to be your perfect summer soundtrack. Pop open the iHeart Radio app, tap on playlists, and find one that's perfect for your summer listening. Always free, all your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Download or open the iHeart Radio app today.
Now's the perfect time to join the fan club at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. New members can win up to $1,000 in fan play or other great prizes just for signing up. Everyone's a winner and membership is free. Plus, provide a valid email address and you'll receive $5 in free fan play. Stop by Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk and sign up today.
Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's. Because at Lowe's, pros save money on the tool brands they rely on, job after job. Now you can get up to 30% off select DeWalt power tools and accessories, like a DeWalt 20-volt combo kit with drill driver, impact driver, reciprocating saw, work light, and two 20-volt max lithium-ion batteries. A $399 value for just $249. So, pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Offer valid through July 9 while supplies last. See store for details.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Join me Friday as we answer some of your great I've been wondering questions like, how do ice cubes freeze together in a liquid that's warmer than freezing? Join me Friday morning at 7:06 right here on 630 KHOW.
I got my toes in the water, toes in the sand. Not a worry in a world of cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today. Well, a plane touched down just about 3 o'clock, and the city's still on my mind. Bikinis and palm trees danced in my head. I was still in the baggage line. Concrete cars, oh, they own prison bars like this life I'm living in. But the plane brought me farther. I'm surrounded by water and I'm not going back again.
Man, I got too much.
I got my toes in the water, toes in the sand. Not a worry in a world of cold.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy has signed a state budget. Did it last Sunday night. And in the New Jersey budget, taxpayers are now going to shell out $5 million for something called the Civic Information Consortium. I need to explain why I'm laughing. What if every state in the union provided seed money for local journalism as a way to rebuild what has been lost through years of budget cuts and layoffs? That's the question asked by CNN Money. This is an article by Brian Stelter. You know Stetler. Stetler, I don't remember. He's the doofus over on CNN that has no self-awareness about the hypocrisy of the leftist media, that is the mainstream media, but I repeat myself. New Jersey is on the verge of instituting state-run media, which is pretty much what we've had. It's just that it's state-run with the Democrats as their overlords. But even if Republicans were in charge, who could be in favor of $5 million to somehow bolster local journalism and trying to save a failing business model that no longer works? That would be like saying, let's get for those of you that aren't listening in Colorado, just imagine this in your state. You've got a major city newspaper, whether it's in Austin, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's in Topeka, Kansas. In Denver, Colorado, we have the Denver Post. The Denver Post is owned by a hedge fund in New York. The hedge fund is squeezing out all the profits, primarily, in my theory is the hedge fund is squeezing out all of the last little bit of profits that it can because it knows that the newspaper is dead. Dead. It is on life support. It is literally on life support. And so the hedge fund is just milking every little nickel and dime it can, laying off reporters, editors, proofreaders, everybody. And it's a wise move. If I were the owner of the Denver Post right now, I would be doing exactly the same thing. I've got this dead carcass over here. It's still producing some pennies, so I'm going to squeeze all those pennies out before the carcass just finally dies. I guess carcass wouldn't be the right word because the carcass would be already dead. So it's got this, well, that's not a cadaver. Cadaver would be dead. It's got this body over here that's on a ventilator. And the ventilator has not been unplugged yet because, well, we're not going to unplug it until the last little penny is taken out because it's brain dead. both literally and figuratively, the Denver Post is brain dead. So what New Jersey is doing is saying, let's take money out of already cash-strapped taxpayers and let's put that into a dying business model, a newspaper. So imagine the Colorado legislature, which is not hard to do. It's not hard to imagine even some of the dumbass Republican senators doing this, let alone the dumbass Democrats in the Colorado House saying, we can't be, we're not a cow town anymore. We're Denver freaking Colorado. And we got to have a major newspaper. So we're going to ask we're not going to ask, we're just going to do it. We're going to take money out of the taxpayers' pockets and we're going to send it over to the Denver Post and tell them to go hire some reporters and stuff. And you think there would be any strings attached to that money? Can you imagine? And I don't care whether Walker Stapleton or Jared Polis becomes the next governor of Colorado. Well, I do care which one becomes the next governor of Colorado, but I don't care which one of them would be governor under this scenario. This is just stupidity run amok. Pravda. You ever heard of Pravda? We'd have the Denver Pravda. Sounds almost as good as the Denver Post, right? Or the Denver Compost. We would have the Denver Pravda. That's what they're doing in New Jersey. They're going to allocate $5 million for the Civic Information Consortium. I don't know what to say. We are just, I don't know whether the nation's in the throes of some sort of renaissance where conservatism, libertarianism, constitutionalism is just under the surface and it's just about to blow up like a volcano. And that conservative and constitutional lava is just going to just overflow and just take over everything. Or whether underneath the surface is just this dumbassery of progressivism and Marxism, and that's going to blow up. In New Jersey, I think it's the latter.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Has the IRS emptied your bank account? Get your peace of mind back. Go to advancedtaxsolutions.com.
It's Michael Brown from Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. I've known Mike and his family for decades, so when I leased a new car, you bet it was Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Mike Ward, C470 in Lucent. Go see him, and remember, just drive it.
So you think because the market's hot, you don't need a really good broker? Wrong. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is the best, and you need him. His unique pricing method gets multiple offers, often higher than the list price. If you list too high, it may sit on the market, and any days could be a negative sign. Frank prices right and gets you the highest price. When he lists your home, he gets it professionally cleaned, then proactive marketing. 303-920-1622 with Remax Alliance. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
This report is brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Rain heavy at times tonight, an overnight low of 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a chance for afternoon storms, a high of 90. Sunny and downright hot on Saturday, a high of 97.
Keep your car running newer longer. Head into Firestone Complete Auto Care to get $60 off per axle on a standard brake service. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Coupon required. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Reaction coming into the resignation of the EPA administrator. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump accepted Scott Pruitt's resignation today. Deputy EPA Commissioner Andrew Wheeler will step in as interim director Monday.
The Sierra Club said it was about time Pruitt resigned, but that trust in the EPA needs to be restored, and a former coal lobbyist like Andrew Wheeler is not the person to do it. The Natural Resources Defense Council agreed, saying Wheeler is equally unqualified to serve as the nation's chief environmental steward.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, Vermont Senator and former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, issuing a statement calling Pruitt the worst administrator in the history of the agency and saying the resignation is a step forward for the country. The president in Montana this evening, stumping for Senate candidate Matt Rosendale and talking about his next pick for the Supreme Court.
I think you're going to be extremely happy with this election, right? And they're all great. They're all great. And I want to thank Justice Kennedy for his lifetime of truly distinguished service.
The president has said he will name his choice on Monday. Republican sources tell Fox Vice President Pence has also met with leading candidates. Police in the UK trying to piece together how a couple became critically ill from the same nerve agent that sickened a former Russian spy and his daughter.
Two main pieces of evidence right now. We have the same Soviet-era Novichok, very, very dangerous, very toxic. And, of course, it was used just 8 miles away from where the Skripals were poisoned to where this other couple was also poisoned. So police joining the dots, and already we're seeing diplomatic spats going on between Russia and the UK. Today, a number of locations have been searched after tests had confirmed that the toxin was the same one.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. Indiana's Republican Governor Eric Holcomb has called on GOP Attorney General Curtis Hill to resign following groping allegations. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
KHOW News Time, 6:03.
The fire burning between Aspen and Glenwood Springs is the Lake Christine fire. It's now 5,000 acres. You can see it from Highway 82 outside the town of Elgibel, where CBS 4's Matt Kroschel is reporting.
I'm looking up onto the hillside, and it is completely black. There's smoke still in the distance up on the hillside and some flames. And these spot fires that have been popping up here are really concerning for firefighters and for literally dozens of people that are just here with binoculars and cameras watching this fire inch closer and closer to homes on the ridge. We do know that 3 of those homes have actually burned down.
One of those houses that burned belongs to a local firefighter. The Weston Pass fire 9 miles south of Fairplay has burned more than 10,000 acres and is 15% contained. That fire has expanded on its western edge, but we don't know exactly how much it has spread. Firefighters are hopeful some rain today may help their efforts. That's the latest. I'm Karen Trinidad.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area.
I-25 northbound still pretty heavy between Santa Fe up to I-70. Southbound is running heavy from Santa Fe all the way down to Colorado Boulevard. I-225 now northbound is running heavy from I-25 up to Parker Road. And we're still seeing some very heavy traffic westbound on I-70 between Quebec over to York. And I-270 is slow in both directions through Commerce City. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for more thunderstorms this evening. Look for low temperature down around 62. Then Friday, tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high near 92 degrees, 73 in Denver right now. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
The Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area, protecting people, property, and our environment. Sign up for early flood alerts at udfcd.org. That's udfcd.org for early flood alerts.
Hey, Mikey. It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
I want to talk about Facebook for a minute. I posted this, I think, yesterday, because there's a lawsuit going on in Redwood City, California, in which Facebook is being sued by a small company. I think is actually out of business now. It was the maker of an app, and the app would allow you to somehow find photographs of anybody on Facebook who had ever posted a picture of themselves in a bikini. Yeah, I mean, highly intellectual stuff, right? What you doing? I'm looking for girls in bikinis on the Facebook. Okay, if you can make, well, obviously they didn't make money on it because they went out of business. But they're suing them because Facebook reneged on providing them the data that they needed, that they were collecting, and Facebook said that, or they argued that by reneging and not giving the data that they needed, that is why they went out of business. The company, the startup, was called 643, and they filed the lawsuit for the first time back in 2015 after Facebook removed the app developers' access to the data that they needed to make this app work. Now, for years, Facebook has had the same public answer whenever they've been questioned about how they're disrupting media. They claim to be a tech platform, and they deny that they are a publisher or a media company. In fact, when Mark Zuckerberg sat on his big-ass pillow in the chair, in his high chair, testifying before Congress, if you don't get that reference, go look it up. He told members of Congress that Facebook is not a publisher and is not a media company, that they are simply a platform for others. Well, it seems that in the courtroom, they have a different story to tell. In a small courtroom in California's Redwood City on Monday, attorneys for the social media company presented a different message from the one executives have made to Congress, that they've made in interviews and that they've made in speeches. Facebook, they have repeatedly argued, is a publisher and a company that makes editorial decisions and are therefore protected by the First Amendment, and so this lawsuit should be thrown out. Now, that contradictory claim is their latest tactic in this lawsuit, but it also exposes Facebook for the tension within the company about whether it is a neutral platform that does not have traditional journalistic responsibilities. Now, why is that even important? It's important because of what I have repeatedly talked about on this program, Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. That is U.S. legislation. That's U.S. law. And in essence, that law, passed back in the 1990s, paved the way for the modern internet by granting immunity to platforms saying that they cannot be liable for content that users post on their websites. Why is that important? Because if you're going to say, like Facebook does, that I am a tech platform, then if I post something that is libelous, slanderous, violates some criminal statute somewhere, can be interpreted to be inciting violence, then Facebook could claim immunity for having published that. That's what Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act does. And that's what Facebook hides behind, claiming that all we are is a platform. We're just a platform, so we can't be held liable. Except they walked into a courtroom and said, we are a publisher, which takes them out of the Section 230 Communications Decency Act immunity protections. Eric Goldman is a Santa Clara University law professor, said this: it is politically expedient to deflect responsibility for making editorial judgments by claiming to be a platform, but Facebook makes editorial decisions all the time, and it's making them more frequently. Now, Facebook may be resistant to embrace its role as a publisher due to stricter laws and regulations outside of the United States that could cause the company trouble. But he says Facebook should have the right to make these kinds of decisions about data access, and predicted that the company would prevail in court, saying Facebook should have the power to stop apps like bikinis. Facebook was far too loose with its data, and now it's having to clean it up. The problem, though, is this. If Facebook is going to claim that it's a publisher and that it has the right, like it does with me, to shut me down or to throttle me back because of things that I say or the music that we play or whatever it might be, that puts them in the category of a publisher, which means they lose their immunity if somebody posts something that they would otherwise be protected against under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Now, Facebook's general counsel said they defended this legal strategy, saying that Facebook explained it in today's hearing that we decide what content to make available through our platform, a right protected by Section 230. And like many other technology companies, we rely on the discretion protected by this law to police bad behavior on our service. That's not what Section 230 does. When Facebook was confronted with questions outside the courtroom, then they fell back and said, oh, no, we're not a publisher. The point being this: Facebook is trying to have it both ways. Facebook wants to claim that it's a publisher so we can censor people and we can decide whether we're going to throttle Michael Brown or not throttle Michael Brown, or we're going to shut down conservative sites or conservative commentary or conservative posts, and we're going to tilt to the left. But if they're going to be a publisher, then they're no longer going to be a tech platform, because you can't technically be both. Because if you want the immunity, then you have to be a platform that is, and here's the key, you have to be a platform that is open to everyone. So that if, to make an extreme example, if some Nazi group or some Marxist group, just to go on both extremes, wants to post content, Section 230 says you have to allow them. If you're going to be a publisher and you want to editorialize and say we're not going to accept Marxist content, well, they would accept that, but we're not going to accept conservative content from Michael Brown, then you have to determine that you are a publisher. You can't be both. I find this, you may find this totally uninteresting. I find it fascinating for 3 reasons. 1, the law is not keeping up with the technology. 2, the technology companies are trying to have it both ways. They want the best of both worlds. And 3, if at some point they have to choose being a publisher or being a platform, that will fundamentally change how you and I use these social media platforms. Which is it going to be? I don't know. This lawsuit may decide.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Sherwin-Williams.
Well, your drive is actually beginning to look a little bit better right now. Earlier, we had some very ugly traffic on C-470 because of some heavy rain. Now we have a little bit of slowing westbound on C-470 right around Santa Fe. I-25, though, northbound still running heavy between Santa Fe up to Colfax. I-70 is heavy westbound between Quebec and York. And I-225 is still running heavy between I-25 over to Parker Road. Denver weather, cloudy with a good chance for more rain tonight. Look for a low near 62. Tomorrow, nice and sunny and hot with a high near 92, 73 in Denver right now. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Spruce up your home during the Dress Your Nest sale. Ask Sherwin-Williams June 22nd through July 9th and save 30% on paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood store today. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
You know, I told you a few years ago, I turned down endorsing a solar company, and I did so because when I looked at the business model and the financials, I could just not recommend it to you as a listener. Well, that's now, everything's changed with Zoetic Solar. I love these guys. What they do is they replace your current electric bill as payment for your own solar panels. So the business model is your monthly out-of-pocket is the same, except you will own those panels. You won't rent those panels. No down payments needed, and once your panels are paid off, you have free energy for your house for life. This obviously gives you more money in your pocket and will increase your home's value. And when Zoetic Solar puts a solar panel system on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat absolutely for free, saving you even more money. And Zoetic Solar is a Colorado-owned and operated company right here in Denver. So if you're thinking about solar for your home or your business, I want you to call these guys for a free quote. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
At McCadden Cadillac Buick GMC, they do things a little differently. They got hit by hail, so they're having a hail sale. But they repaired all the damage. Get monster discounts on every in-stock vehicle. Hurry before the deals run out. Only at McCadden in Boulder.
I'm an architect.
I'm a doctor.
Music producer.
I'm an accountant.
We're business owners.
When I found out that I could download big files, really big files, huge files,
CAD files,
X-rays, cloud files, audio files, zip files,
in seconds,
not minutes, in seconds,
and that all my employees,
with all their devices,
would have more than enough bandwidth.
I said, wow.
Wow.
Boom.
Sign me up. That's a dream come true.
Introducing Gig Speed from Comcast Business. With download speeds up to 20 times faster than what most people have. Tons of bandwidth for everything your business does every day. And an affordable price. It's a small business owner's dream.
Now, I'm dreaming gig.
Really, really gig.
Comcast is building the largest gig speed network in the country. Now more small businesses in more places can dream gig. Comcast Business. Built for business. Visit dreamgig.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. May not be available in all areas. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed.
I grew up in a military family, and that's why it's important to me to remind veterans that it's time to take advantage of the VA benefits that you deserve. This is Ross Kaminsky, and I thank you, and American Financing thanks you for your service and want to see that you receive the greatest savings when it comes to owning a home on the land you once defended. When using your VA benefits, there's no down payment and no mortgage interest required, and you'll receive some of the lowest rates in the industry. If you're already in a mortgage, it's no problem. You can refinance any existing mortgage into a VA loan while receiving access to 100% of your home's value. That's greater than any other loan program can offer, and even though it's called a VA loan, it's available to active duty military and spouses as well, so you don't have to wait to take advantage of such incredible savings. A salary-based mortgage consultant will listen to your financial goals and customize a loan program to fit your needs. Just call 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Between soccer practice and homework, it's looking like takeout tonight. And thanks to Valpak coupons, Moose Shoes on the menu. Chow fun is that? Look inside your Valpak envelope and you could win $100. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Odds of winning are 1 in 50,000.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Get a licensed plumber or HVAC tech in your home for just $39. A safe, complete, and predictable way to find out what's wrong. Just $39. If you have them do any of the needed repairs, that diagnostic fee is waived. The best value in heating and air. Online at fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com.
When your house is in trouble, fix it 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
On the streets of Miami, speed is the law. So when a corn dog goes after the wrong girl,
Oh, heartburn!
one man will bring her Tums Ultra Strength.
I'm on my way.
Don't get wrecked by heartburn. Nothing works faster than Tums.
Your mustard's fast, but my Tums are faster.
And with Tums on-the-go rolls, it's never been easier to leave heartburn behind.
You did it.
Yeah. You gonna finish that corn dog?
Tums Ultra Strength, available in a store near you.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k, IRA, or investment account? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts warn of a stock market crash any day now, and you could lose 50% or more of your hard-earned savings again. But you don't have to lose a penny. There's a better, safer way to save for retirement, and you can learn about it in a free report. This method continues to grow your money even when the market tumbles. To get this free report, go to bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Consumer problems, questions, and complaints. We'll battle them for you. Give me a call coming up tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue. And when the band plays hail to the chief, ooh, they point the cannon at you. No, it ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no senator, song. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortune in pawn. No. Some folks are born silver spoon in hand.
Taxpayer relief shot time. Yeah, we got them coming out the wazoo today. Akron, Ohio is the next one.
What's going on there? Somebody's trying to break in my house.
Gunshots are heard on a 911 call to Akron police. A 56-year-old Akron woman saying her son has confronted an intruder at her back door.
My son had to shoot the guy. He's breaking in the house. And he doesn't know who it is? No, honey, we don't know.
He's actually holding the door closed and telling the guy to move on, to get out of here. And the guy refuses, and he continues to struggle at the door to one point where he actually pulls the door open, and that's when the second shot was fired.
Though the caller tells police she does not know the man, authorities say he lives in a home right behind hers.
You know, even though their properties may have butt to each other, she still didn't know who it was, and this guy was trying to get in the house. For whatever reason, we may never know why he was trying to get into the house.
The intruder identified police as 41-year-old Daniel Jones, a father and the son of a pastor of a nearby church, who has absolutely no previous arrest record. His family declining an opportunity to speak about him.
Good for them. Good for them.
Police say Jones died at the scene.
Yes, he broke in the house, and my son had to push him out the door, and he still wouldn't leave.
The shooting is being investigated, but as of Tuesday, the details from the 911 call may be the most important evidence to explain what happened.
I said, Mom, get the out of here.
Bam. Aurora, Colorado Yeah, right here in our backyard.
A man is dead tonight, shot to death by Aurora police. This happened near the intersection of 6th Avenue and North Billings Street this afternoon. Officers say the man was a suspect in another shooting last night. Now, the police department says it is unclear if police were fired on, but they do say a weapon was recovered at the scene. No officers were hurt.
He ran out of odds. You're a suspect in a previous shooting the night before, and then you try it again the next night, and yeah. Sometimes, it's 2 out of 3, sometimes it's 3 out of 3, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Fayetteville, North Carolina.
A man shot by a Fayetteville police officer has died, and authorities identifying him within the last hour as 40-year-old Lemuel Bunn. Investigators now say when officers forced their way into an apartment, Bunn had one arm around Stephanie Williams' neck and was holding a knife. Officers ordered him open fire after Bunn refused to drop his weapon. Williams, who is pregnant, is stable at Cape Fear Valley Medical Center. The condition of her unborn child is not known.
That crap crazy.
And shot by a Fayetteville police officer.
I didn't read that. I'm trying to get that out of there so I can get to Grandview, Missouri.
Rob, we don't know what led Larry San Nicolas to threaten police, but everyone here, his family, his neighbors, tell me he was a very kind and thoughtful man.
Okay. Kind and thoughtful man who just decides one day to threaten the cops. Got it.
It's heartbreaking. I'm speechless. There's no words.
Heather Fidel was sitting on her couch Saturday afternoon when she heard yelling and gunfire.
So I was just watching through the window, but I could hear all my neighbors who are his family members crying and saying, why did you have to shoot him? He wasn't a violent person. He was a wonderful man.
Brandon Hitchner saw the whole thing.
Whoa. That's crazy. I can't believe they did that.
The Missouri Highway Patrol says family members called police, saying their 60-year-old relative, Larry San Nicolas, was despondent.
They just indicated that the individual was acting despondent and acting irrational and violent.
When police arrived, he came out of the house with 2 katana swords and rushed at officers. They fired beanbags at him, trying to get him to stop.
Anybody to get hit with 2 beanbag rounds, you're typically the response is, I'm going to stop doing what they've asked me to do, but not with this individual. He continued on.
That's when the Highway Patrol says Grandview police fired twice. Witnesses say they heard around 6 shots.
They didn't need to do that. They didn't need to shoot him. They could have hit him with a taser or something like that.
Officers gave him first aid. He was taken to the hospital but died later in the day.
I always like people who, not having been there or having never been put in a similar situation, I just don't think they needed to shoot him. So a boy comes running out of the house with 2 swords, and he's screaming at the cops, and he's charging at the cops. The cops use beanbags. You ever been hit with a beanbag, Angie? We need to try that. Since we can't do the taser, maybe we'll do the beanbags. Get Angie shot with a beanbag, knock her on her butt. You get hit with 2 beanbags, and you still don't stop. I'd like to just put that person who said, I don't understand why they had to shoot him. I'd like to tie their feet to the ground, somehow just put them in a cement block and let the old boy charge at them with 2 swords. Oh, we'll give him beanbags to shoot at him so that when he continues to charge with the swords, see how long it is before he decides to shoot.
Dal says she hoped he would make it.
He's a favorite. He serves all of us. He's the kindest person, probably the top 10 kindest people I've ever met. This is tragic.
Now, the Missouri Highway Patrol is still investigating this. They're also going to do a toxicology test to see if drugs or alcohol are involved in this. I did speak with Larry's family. They tell me that he has diabetes and he uses insulin. It may have been part of the issue here.
The insulin defense? I haven't heard of that. Pomona, California.
Now at 11, murder on campus. A university security guard stabbed to death. The suspect then killed by an officer's gunfire.
Well, why'd they have to shoot him? Just because he killed a cop?
NBC4's Hetty Chang is live at Cal Poly Pomona tonight, where investigators say it was a bloody and violent chain of events. Eddie?
And Chuck and Colleen, for that very reason, we're told it's going to be a long and complicated investigation. That very brutal and violent chain of events began right around 4:30 behind us here. It stretched half a mile away to another part of campus. And here's what we know about the deceased. The victim, we're told, a 37-year-old well-liked public safety specialist. His alleged attacker, police believe, was also a university employee. 2 crime scenes and 2 violent deaths on Cal Poly Pomona's normally quiet campus. These incoming freshmen jolted by the news.
We weren't really expecting something like this to happen while we were at our, summer program here starting college.
But we were expecting it during our winter program. We just weren't expecting it at the summer program. Why don't you just tell us the facts of the story? Why don't you just tell us the facts of what happened? Why do we need to have some numbnut college student tell us, yeah, well, you know what? This is kind of surprising for our summer program. Yeah, we got it with summertime. Who expects a shooting in the summertime? We expect it in the, in the fall. Oh, drives me crazy.
This is all new to me, and it's just too much to handle.
Just before...
They always put in the siren. Put in the siren. Man, because that irritates everybody watching the news. Oh, what was that? What was that?
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Sherwin-Williams.
I-25 looking much better right now. However, we are seeing some slow speeds northbound between Santa Fe up to Colfax. We have a new crash, I-225 southbound approaching Colfax, and we have solid jamming, stop and go all the way back to I-70. I-270, though, east and westbound still running heavy in both directions through Commerce City, and the rest of the drive looking pretty good right now. Denver weather cloudy with a good chance for some more thunderstorms tonight. Look for a low near 62. Tomorrow mostly sunny and hot with a high near 92 degrees, 71 in Denver right now. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Spruce up your home during the Dress Your Nest sale. Ask Sherwin-Williams June 22nd through July 9th and save 30% on paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood store today. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
So let's go to my favorite realtor, Bobby Bolden. Bobby, my question today is this. How do people decide if it's better to remodel and stay put or go find a new home?
Sometimes that's hard to decide. People need to examine both choices. My husband's in remodeling, and I'm in real estate. And that means we can come out to people's homes together and give them real numbers. Should you fix your house or find another one? You don't want to over-improve for the neighborhood, and you don't want to sell if you don't have to. But you need to know what you could get for the money either way. There's not going to be any pressure, so you can pick stay or you can pick go, whatever makes the most sense for you. Like it or leave it.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it really is a tough question, and you need to know both sides before you can make that decision.
Exactly.
Well, then the people need to call you, my favorite realtor, Bobby Bolden, 303-618-2000. Call Bobby right now, 303-618-2000.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and once again, what a great opportunity to talk to another, not just happy, but grateful client of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm talking with Steve, a farmer from Roggen, Colorado. Tell us a little of your story.
Several years ago, FDIC came in and closed down the bank that we were operating out of, and at that point, it was just kind of try to stay alive and stay afloat, and I ended up having to file, and taxes went to the wayside for a while, so they caught up to us eventually.
So when the IRS caught up to you, how much were they looking for?
Right around $90,000.
That's big money to anybody. What did Advanced Tax Solutions get done for you?
They got her down to about $10,000, right in that ballpark.
But what about the emotions and the psychology of all this?
Just a huge relief.
I can't imagine.
Huge.
Yeah, whether it's a business thing, a personal thing, if you're a farmer, a trucker, whatever it is, Advanced Tax Solutions are your local, true experienced experts to help you with the IRS. You can learn more online at advancedtaxsolutions.com or just give them a call, 303-753-6040.
Are you having a barbecue or going to one? If you're gluten-free or have gluten-free friends, don't limit yourself to just eating the burger
hamburger or the dog without the bun. Let gluten-free things put the fun back in the bun without the worry of gluten. Freshly baked breads, buns, and more at Gluten-Free Things Bakery in Arvada and online at glutenfreethings.com.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's hear who really delivers. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. Other providers don't. We offer more complete reliability with up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. The others, no way. We let calls from any of your devices appear to come from your business number. Them, not so much. And Comcast Business Smart Office lets you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. Others, nope. Call 1-800-501-6000 to get internet from the provider who delivers. Plus, add voice and TV for $34.90 more per month.
Offer in 7/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to one voice line and basic TV on one outlet. Requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Connection pro restrictions apply. Minimum term agreement required. FL EF000279. TNACL 2006. AZROC 307346. CACSLV 1028256. ORCCB 199939. Call for details.
Now's the perfect time to join a fan club at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. New members can win up to $1,000 in fan play or other great prizes just for signing up. Everyone's a winner and membership is free. Plus, provide a valid email address and you'll receive $5 in free fan play. Stop by Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk and sign up today.
Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Life Certain Wealth Strategies provides financial planning with a focus on forward-looking tax mitigation strategies for those in or near retirement in Colorado. Life Certain Wealth Strategies. Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit lifecertain.com today to begin your planning.
If you're a man over the age of 40, here's a special announcement. And if you answer yes, we want to send you a free bottle of Zestosterone. But first, do you want to promote your energy and vitality? What about your stamina and endurance? Would you like to support healthy testosterone levels? Well, if you answered yes, we want to send you a free bottle of Zestosterone from Purity Products. Zestosterone is a super nutrition formula powered by vitamin D, zinc, boron, and phytosterols. We guarantee these capsules will promote your energy and vitality while supporting your prostate function and healthy testosterone levels. Guys, just cover the shipping and put this to the test. Remember, it's Zestosterone to support healthy testosterone. Don't miss out. For your free bottle, call right now. 1-800-362-6175. That's 1-800-362-6175. 1-800-362-6175. Call now. 1-800-362-6175.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more.
There is a price to pay for all of the leftist policies that result in a place like San Francisco being reduced to a cesspool. A major medical association is pulling out its conventions. Joe D'Alessandro, president and CEO of San Francisco Travel, the city's convention bureau, says, "It's the first time that we have had an out-and-out cancellation over the issue, and this is a group that has been coming here every 3 or 4 years since the 1980s. Now, it takes the head of the city's convention bureau to point out to the dummies that run the city of San Francisco that, hey, there's so much feces, there's so many needles, there's so many junkies, there are so many homeless people that we are losing a major medical convention that has been coming here for 30 plus years. Now, the first time obviously will not be the last time. They aren't saying which association it is, but the initials are probably AMA. Chicago's even mentioned as the headquarters, So, yeah, I think it's the American Medical Association. Now, I'm not a fan of the American Medical Association, but if I were running the city of San Francisco's Convention Bureau and the American Medical Association, which is not really a small little group, decides to pull out after some 30 years, I'd say you got a big-ass problem. The group's annual 5-day trade show normally draws 15,000 attendees, pumps about $40 million into the local economy. Post-convention surveys showed their members were afraid to walk because of the open drug use, the threatening behavior, and the mental illness that was so common on the streets. Now, I find it funny that a bunch of doctors are afraid of open drug use, threatening behavior, and mental illnesses. Now, this is why this should be, I guess I shouldn't say it is, but why it should be ominous for the dummies that run San Francisco. Tourism. Tourism is San Francisco's largest industry, bringing in more than $9 billion a year, employing 80,000 people, and generating more than $750 million in local taxes. $725 million, almost $1 billion. Conventions represent $1.7 billion of the business. Now, you can get by for only so long without addressing the problem. But I doubt that San Francisco is ever going to address the problem. And why? Because they don't want to deal with the real problem. Speaking of San Francisco, let's go to Santa Ana, California.
Police shot and killed a man overnight, suspected of breaking into cars.
Happened just steps away from the police station itself, as well as the city jail. CBS 2's Candace Crone found out what led to the deadly confrontation.
It is concerning. Drivers entering this busy parking structure off Civic Center Drive were stunned to learn Santa Ana police shot and killed a man here late last night. Officers say someone spotted the suspect trying to break into people's cars with an 18-inch metal rod. Police confronted the man, and at some point things escalated and an officer tased the suspect. Moments later, police opened fire, killing him.
What led to those, we don't know at this point, until they go through all the video, all the interviews.
Authorities aren't saying why police used deadly force. Louis Vo had to call his daughter to come pick him up from work because his car was stuck in the crime scene.
I'm so scared because I worked 20 years already right here. For 20 years, I never seen such a case. So this is the first time. So I'm a little bit scared.
This parking structure is just steps away from the police department, the county jail, and the courthouse. There's cameras everywhere you look, but that didn't stop the suspect. Authorities say car break-ins have happened at the structure before. Many people are surprised someone would target cars so close to where the police are stationed. It's very bold, but what are you going to do? There's a lot of people in this world that are just, I don't know what's going into their minds.
It doesn't make much sense, but it isn't the first time it has happened where we've had individuals breaking into cars here.
No officers were hurt. The district attorney is investigating the shooting.
South Elgin, Illinois, another taxpayer relief shot.
My 4-year-old daughter was in her bedroom, and it woke her up. She came into my room crying. I just had to tell her it was just fireworks. Nothing to worry about, just go back to sleep.
Samantha Point knew it wasn't fireworks. As many as a dozen shots fired before 11 o'clock Tuesday night on the 300 block of Woodridge Circle. South Elgin patrolmen rushing to the scene, allegedly greeted by vulgarities and threats from this man, 52-year-old Frank Drips. And that's when investigators say he opened fire, patrolmen quickly taking cover.
I could hear him because he was drunk and he was loud, and I could hear him negotiating with the police officers, telling them to just shoot him because he wasn't going down, he wasn't going to jail. He said that he'd been to jail, he has military background, and that the guns don't scare him.
Kane County SWAT team units surrounding Drips' condo building, specially trained negotiators trying to talk him down.
As officers are standing by and attempting to negotiate with the subject
now reported to have a shotgun and a rifle and aiming it at officers.
The Chicago Tribune pointing to Dripp's prior arrest record in California, including multiple felony and misdemeanor charges.
Now, they say charges. Multiple, but even a charge, if it hasn't yet been fully adjudicated, he's been charged. Somebody explained to me how, again, that gun law thing, how does that work? If you're a felon, you can get a shotgun and a rifle. You just can't get a handgun. It must be something like that. Because old boy here had a shotgun and a rifle, and he had a criminal record. I'm always trying to figure out just how the heck that works. Antifa had a protest and decided to have a chant. Speaking of guns.
The revolution has come. It's time to pick up a gun.
The revolution has come. It is time to pick up a gun. Wonder if Maxine Waters approves of this message.
The revolution has come. It's time to pick up a gun. The revolution has come. It's time to pick up a gun. Alerta! Alerta! Antifascista! Alerta! Alerta! Antifascista! Alerta! Alerta! Antifascista! Alerta! Alerta! Antifascista!
The revolution has come. It's time to pick up a gun. You know what? They might be right.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area.
Well, the drive around Denver looking a heck of a lot better right now, but we have a new crash. I-70 eastbound approaching Tower Road, backing you up past Pena Boulevard. Still working that earlier crash, I-225 southbound approaching Colfax. We have stop-and-go traffic as a result back to I-70. And a crash reported westbound on 6th Avenue near Federal. That one's backing you up almost all the way to I-25. Denver weather, cloudy with scattered rain this evening. And a low expected near 62. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly sunny, nice with a high near 92 degrees, 71 degrees in Denver right now. With your traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
The Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area, protecting people, property, and our environment. Sign up for early flood alerts at udfcd.org. That's udfcd.org for early flood alerts.
You know, if you're wanting to remodel your kitchen or bath, or you're in the middle of remodeling your kitchen and bath, you need to call Brian at Professional Home Design. Brian and Professional Home Design handles everything from putting in the cabinets, countertops, plumbing, electrical, and fixtures. There is absolutely no part of the job that they're not both qualified and certified to do. And here's how it works. Brian meets with you at your home, goes over what you want to have done. From there, you go to a showroom. You pick out all the fixtures, tile, countertops, whatever else you need. And then Professional Home Design buys everything at cost, which means you get it at cost. No markups. It's cheaper, quicker, and easier to hire Professional Home Design than it is to do it yourself or hire someone else. Now, I'm going to give you Brian's cell phone, and here's why. You can call Brian, or you can text him a picture of the room that you want remodeled, and he can get working on a bid just from that. So call or text Brian right now, 720-369-8998. 720-369-8998.
At McCadden Cadillac Buick GMC, they do things a little differently. They got hit by hail, so they're having a hail sale. But they repaired all the damage. Get monster discounts on every in-stock vehicle. Hurry before the deals run out. Only at McCadden and Boulder.
Retirement questions? You can bet Colin Richards probably has the answer. Join him every Sunday afternoon at 1 for Financial Independence. Financial Independence is your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Join us, Financial Independence with Colin Richards, every Sunday afternoon at 1. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Ever wonder why Miller High Life is called the champagne of beers? Because it's a flavorful, easy-drinking beer with a perfect storm of tiny champagne-like bubbles. And it's been that way since 1903.
If you've got the time,
welcome to the High Life.
We've got the beer.
2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Drink High Life responsibly.
You know, a few years ago, I told you I refused to endorse a solar company, and the simple reason is I looked at the business model, looked at the financials, and I just could not in good conscience recommend that company to you. Well, that's no longer the case after working with Zoetic Solar. With Zoetic Solar, they simply replace your current electric bill as payment for your own solar panels. So your monthly out-of-pocket is the same, except that now you own that energy instead of renting it. No down payments needed, and once your panels are paid off, you have free energy for your house for life. You own those solar panels as opposed to renting them. Plus, when Zoetic puts solar panels on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat, all for free, saving you even more money. And Zoetic Solar is a Colorado-owned and operated company right here in Denver. So if you're thinking about solar for your home or your business, call these guys right now for a free quote. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Need to get your drains unclogged? Use Plumbline. It's $93 or free. That's right. If Plumbline can unclog or clean your drains for just $93, there's no charge. If there's a serious problem, Plumbline will identify it and present you with honest options to fix it. They have their own drain division. Most all other companies use third parties. Plumbline services, $93 or it's free. 303-562-0439. 303-562-0439.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHOW.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Get a licensed plumber or HVAC tech in your home for just $39. A safe, complete, and predictable way to find out what's wrong. Just $39. If you have them do any of the needed repairs, that diagnostic fee is waived. The best value in heating and air. Online at fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com.
When your house is in trouble, fix it 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
If you owe the IRS, they want their money and will do whatever it takes to get it. But truth is, they would rather settle for less than bother you more. That's why they're offering the Fresh Start program to help you solve your tax problem for good. You may qualify for a settlement that saves you thousands. Nobody knows this program better than Optima Tax Relief. They will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief.
This is the Sean Hannity Show.
It was unimaginable just a short time ago that we'd be talking about the denuclearization of the entire Korean Peninsula. I mean, this is massive. It was unthinkable that the Saudis, the Israelis, the United States, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, and the Emirates would be aligned in ways we never thought possible. That's happening as they battle against Iranian hegemony in the region.
Sean Hannity, afternoons at 1. Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Join me Friday as we answer some of your great I've been wondering questions like, how do ice cubes freeze together in a liquid that's warmer than freezing? Join me Friday morning at 7:06 right here on 630 KHOW.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring.
So the shooting at the Gazette newspaper in Anne Arundel County, Maryland, occurred last week. And when it broke, we didn't have enough news, enough information to really talk about it in depth. But I want to go back to it for a moment, because in hindsight, we now have the opportunity to understand just how ridiculous the media is. Before the facts were in, before we understood that this was a revenge shooting over something that had occurred over numerous years, almost spanning a decade, some deranged guy decides to go in and take it out on the employees of this little small newspaper. Claims he'd been defamed. There is no good reason, so it's just stupid, right? It's just stupid. But more stupid than walking in and shooting a bunch of reporters is the media's desire to instantly blame it on the president. This is from MSNBC. Shortly after the shooting has occurred and before we know anything about the shooter.
Clint, you and I talked a little earlier about whether or not this might be a targeted killing of journalists, and we don't have that information right now.
We talked about whether this might be a targeting of journalists, and we don't have that information right now. But because we are journalists, and it may be about us, then hell's bells, let's talk about it.
We do know is that the NYPD has deployed counterterrorism units to media organizations in New York. The president was asked about his past criticism of the media. He has said, by the way, the president of the United States has said the media is the enemy. Asked about the president.
Wait a minute. The enemy of the people, to be a little more precise. That can mean a whole bunch of different things. And I'm not trying to make excuses for the president's language, but I see the media, particularly the mainstream media, as the enemy of the Constitution, as the enemy of freedom and liberty, as the enemy of conservatism. Yeah, I do see them as the enemy.
Criticism now, just on his way back from Wisconsin, the president and his staff, Sarah Huckabee Sanders said, the president and his staff do not believe violence is acceptable in any situation, and we stand by that. But Clint, let's just call a spade a spade. The press is under some pressure, and for the moment...
Yeah, you are under pressure. You're under pressure to start reporting facts, to stop giving us your opinion. And quite frankly, I think the cable channels are under pressure to delineate clearly between a news show and an opinion show. And Fox, I'm looking at you, like Shepard Smith, in quotes, reporting.
You can't put out of your mind the fact that this was a shooting at a newspaper. I don't know what I wish it to be. I don't want it to be a domestic situation. I don't want it to be somebody with a grudge against their boss.
But I do. That's the most dumbass thing I think I've heard anybody say on TV in a long time, and that's saying something. I don't...
At a newspaper. I don't know what I wish it to be. I
don't know what I wish it to be. Well, how about you wish it didn't happen? But since it did happen, you want it to be all of these other things. You just don't wish it to be journalists. That's what he's saying.
Want it to be a domestic situation. I don't want it to be somebody with a grudge against their boss, but we cannot discount the idea that there may be a targeting of journalists.
Yeah, it's a troubling time in America. We've had media personalities just in the last week that have essentially advocated they like to see vigilantes go at journalists. So it's really the first time I think.
You know what? Right there. He's referring to something that stupid Milo Yiannopoulos tweeted out and soon regretted. It was a dumbass tweet, and I agree.
We've had to seriously consider this in our own country. We've seen it with terrorists before, by the way. We saw it with the Charlie Hebdo attack in France, in Paris, France.
So let's hope that that's what it is now. Let's hope that it puts us on the same level as Charlie Hebdo. Because if we're on the same level as Hebdo, then it makes us really cool, and we can claim that we've been targeted.
And we've also seen, even in the case of Comedy Central, at one point was being threatened by extremists. But this is a whole new era. It really has brought in this new aspect to it, where we would traditionally look: is this workplace violence? Is this a personal grudge? We at this point have to really consider: is this something that is specifically targeting media and media outlets? And it's an entirely new perspective.
It is. And it's not one that we enjoy having to cover, but we are going to cover it.
One major league category that would be set could he be attacking journalists because they are journalists or because of something they have written? And that will be a major league category.
And as it turns out, it's just a guy that has a grudge with this particular newspaper. Crazy people do crazy stuff. He could have had a grudge against a doctor, a lawyer, a priest, a plumber, an electrician. But journalists, oh, they're special.
That's pretty much all I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.